PalWorld has single-handedly sold 8 million copies in a couple days. This game has taken the whole gaming community by storm. So I'm going to give myself 100 days to try and beat every single boss in this game and capture all powers. The rates have not been increased. I have set it to the full official rates. Capturing and harvesting and building are all at official rates. So I'm going to wipe away the drool from my face and I'm going to try and steady my excitement. It's time to get into the first day. Day 1 started and I was super excited. I was nervous at the same time. What is this game going to deliver me? Am I going to be excited and entertained for the next 100 days? Or is it going to drop off and just run out of content? So I started gathering all the resources I could, picked up some wood off the ground, found out I could build a primitive workbench, crafted that instantly. Yes, I'm a beast, already completed. I had a look at what other stuff I could craft. Opening the technology tab already overwhelmed me with the amount of content that there actually is. I can craft the spheres, which require palladium fragments, which I have no idea where I have to get that from. Then I punched a bunch of trees. I punched a bunch of rocks. I decided to craft this stick. This stick seems like it can't be any harm to get one of these, right? It's not going to do anything to anyone at all, is it? It's not going to hurt anyone. It was wrong. I went and took on all of them. Started beating them all up. You got a friend now too, do you? You got a friend now? Huh? Oh! So in a game where you have to tame and become friends with your pals, I'm just beating things up and hitting things with a stick like a caveman. Where's my next victim? I mean friend. I need a palladium fragment. So once again, with my undiagnosed ADHD brain, I got distracted with all the fancy things and shiny things that are in the technology tab. Found myself my first teleport location, thinking this is an amazing addition to a game. Then found this first person that I found out of fire, and I was mesmerized by their gun. I need to have that. Give me that. I need it right now. After snapping myself out of the trance, I decided I'm going to hit a bush. Yeah, silly me, you can't harvest bushes in this. Then I went back to playing tag with the powers. Obviously, I'm the winner. And then I got my first power sphere. Now catch them all. Once again, I got distracted again, looking at all the things I can craft, getting excited about building and crafting. Then I went back to playing tag with my best friends just here. Sadly, they couldn't quite keep up with the game of tag. My intrusive thoughts kept kicking in. Beat it like an old mat with dust in it. They ended up having Ultra Instinct like Goku, and I missed the first... No, I'm just bad at throwing the ball. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Like a crow seeing a shiny object, I found my first journal entry. Then I'm like, oh, there's a loot box here. I am a loot goblin. My precious. I went on a little adventure like a mountain goat going up the edge of a cliff. It was now time to make my first power sphere, to start catching all the powers and making them my friends. Which one would be my first? I had to farm the power ore, and I had to farm metal. Then I had to also construct myself a new workbench so I could make the new tools. So obviously I started off with the hatchet first, because then I can farm and get my first base down. And then I had to farm even more. Got fiber from a tree. Farm again! Farming didn't go unrewarded. I got myself a hatchet finally, and having that allowed me to farm even some more. All the wood, all the stone. Then it was finally time to make my power bed. This would allow me to capture and have powers without them getting upset. You know how they get upset. With the amount of farming I do, I thought it was time to make myself a repair bench. Some power spheres because I am going to go catch them all. They are all going to become my friends. However, it's the end of day 1. Tomorrow will be a big day. Day 2 started off with a bang. I decided to play some tag with a homeless sheep and decided to give it a free home and call it my friend. My pal, to say the least. This is the beginning of the end. I will have 1,000 pals. Then I made my way along and found another sheep. I'm starting to get a family going here. Oh my god, I leveled up. I haven't hit a tree in like 5 seconds. I better hit another one. Made some more power spheres and then headed back out again. Found another little bit of loot goblin stuff. You know how I love that. And then... Hey buddy. This bloke rocked up to my house. I think a dingo stole his baby. He ended up trying to sell me some medicine. I said no, so he gave me some items. What are these prices, mate? And stupidly, I bought myself a flame item. It looked shiny, so I wanted it, but I didn't need it. It was now time to make my base for all my dinosaurs. Hang on, I mean powers. Wrong game. That's... Wrong game. I worked hard all day slaving away trying to get my base down, my bed down, ready for day 3. I'll catch you. I've got to catch them all. With my bedside cupboard down and my bed down, I was ready to go, ready to sleep for the night. I was building up my base fast. I put some defenses down, which were unbelievably OP. Yeah, try and get past that. Try and get past that. Yeah, you won't. You won't. I put a couple shrimps on the barbie, as you would say. No, I fried up some kebabs. It was made from my fallen sheep. Oh, they're leveling up. What? The ones that are left, that is. I had way too many sheep in my party. Some people were starting to get suspicious and wondering why I had so many sheep. I now was making a spear, ready to go fight everything out in the wild. My power box was ready to upgrade and it was going to be my first advancement into some amazing building that I'm going to be able to do in the future. Little did I know how much there was in this game. I started making a feeding trough, as you would call it, a feeding location for my pals, because I don't hate them, I just don't like lazy pals. Don't ask me where all that fur came from. And now it's time to upgrade my power station once again. We are destroying this. Fire arrows, yes. Oh, it's a wrench. Probably should have got that. And you know what I haven't done in a while? I haven't chopped some wood. This tree needs to be chopped down because I want to make myself a crop plot. No, wait, that's the wrong game again. I want to make my berry patch. So I planted all the berries. I pulled water out of somewhere I don't even want to say. Yeah, now that I actually think about it, where did that come from? Farmed some more stone, and then didn't realize where the berries went, and I actually picked them up and thought I lost them. Which I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of frustrated with myself. Went off and made myself a bow, which now I can actually go fight some more pals. Made some arrows, and decided that it was really time for me to go to bed. It was really time for me to have a rest, because day 3 was gonna be the biggest day for catching pals. Shut up out there! As day 3 started, I realized that I need to level up to get a bunch of other things that are needed to upgrade my power station. So I headed off, started capturing all the pals that I could, starting off with this little cat-like one that is kind of cool, and then found myself my first effigy, which is going to help me be able to capture things a lot easier in the future. I farmed a bunch more power ore, and then I captured myself one more sheep to replace all that wool that I needed before. In capturing that sheep, it actually got me a new level. I added my new stats to my character. Then I unlocked the things that I needed, and then got distracted by something shiny again. Here's special. Oh. So like everything in life, I just jump headfirst into it, not thinking about what the outcome could be, and...
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, damn. Then I literally turned into the Flash, running, dodging, trying to avoid this battle. I wanted to win, but at the same time, I knew that I may die. I had to spear it. I had no ammo left. I had to try and fight this with a spear while dodging all of its OP attacks. I didn't realize that this was actually a more advanced fight than I was ready for. And that would be my downfall. I was going to not survive this, I don't think. This was going to be my first death. Then I stupidly decided I would enter my inventory and try and eat something to heal. And that was the end. Then I realized that I woke up becoming one of the toxic cheaters that live in the mesh. I am now a mesher. Oh no. I'm meshing? I'm meshing? Luckily, even though it's an early access, it has an option to help you in that situation. One thing that I can't believe they actually had. I went back, got my loot, but I was very cautious. I wasn't too sure whether that thing was going to one-tap me now. I really need to stop getting distracted by shiny things in the wild. Then literally 0.2 seconds later, I got distracted once again and found one of the most useless powers I could ever find. I thought it was really good at the time, but I found out later that it is useless. I then wanted to throw out my Captiva. I wanted to find out if we could be good friends, if we could become pals, to say the least. However, every time I tried to approach it, he ran away. I think he heard what happened and how I made those beds. I need to make a statue of power, and to make the statue of power, I need more stone. You know what that means? I need to farm more. But first, I want to craft myself some cloth. I'm gonna need to make myself some armor soon. Captiva was a legend. He started farming stone for me already. The one thing I needed and didn't even have to ask for. Oh, who's that little fella? I like you. I'm gonna capture you. After adding another power to the party, I decided I'm gonna feed them. See, I look after them. I should make a shield, shouldn't I? Knowing how my battle went before, I decided I really do need a shield because I suck. I suck bad. I needed more arrows as well because I ran out of ammo as well. I was just a hot mess. So you know what? I decided it's time to go to bed for the day and leave it for day 4. I told you kids to keep it down in the morning. I'm having my power sleepy nap time. One of those flame dudes. So my idea was to get a flame guy, but I got distracted once again. I got a new one. After being quite proud of myself with getting one of those other pals, I was very hopeful that I'd get this flame guy finally, and I could use him as one of my fighters for when I take on another strong pal. Enhance. With my new skill points unlocked, I was ready to go shopping in my new unlock section where I could unlock all the new goodies and shiny things. With those unlocks, it allowed me to make my PAL gear workbench, which would allow me to use my pals and their special abilities. This got me very excited. Learning from my mistakes, I went and made myself my first armor. Now I have a shield and armor. I need to... Ooh, there's an incubator. I have eggs, shiny things. Distracted. Taking the advice of the game, if I capture up to 10 of these each time, time I'm gonna gain XP over and over again and more each time. So I did so and started building my own base, expanding the base so that all my pals that I'm now capturing have somewhere to live outside. I'm living inside. They stay outside. Oh, come on, you'd do the same thing, wouldn't ya? Okay, maybe it's a bit harsh. Good boys. See, now I feel bad for turning one of your friends into beds to kind of expand the base and maybe into some armor and other stuff. You guys are doing a good job. Well, I have to build so much. And it's wood chopping time again. With all the farming, I managed to level up again, and you know what that means? New unlocks, new things to build and upgrades. So I made myself a stone factory, but realized, oh, it's gone to sleep. Why am I working? Why these guys are slacking off and napping? I need a nap too. I'm working hard. I've captured all these pals and done all this work, and they're sleeping. No, that's not gonna happen. I'm going to bed. I swear, if you guys keep waking me up, we are going to have a little party, and it's called Who Likes to Go on the Little Bernie trampoline? Do I have to come pick you up? Okay, I'll hold your hand and show you how to do it. Yeah, oh, you're a follower. Or a sheep. Let's do it together. Come on, all three of us. Let's do it. After we had a little bit of family bonding time, and we crafted that and made it together. It was time to make a crusher, but I had to farm first. I made a wood logging area, I made some more beds, I picked up some guys from the mesh, silly meshes. Damn mesh monkeys in here, what the heck's going on over here? Guys, do as I say, not as I do. Look, if you keep doing it, we're gonna have to talk about this, alright? We made the crusher, everyone worked on that as well. We are working as a uniform team now. With my motivation up, it was time to go get more flame guys. I wanted to make an army of these guys. Their attacks are awesome, they seem strong, and I wanted more. I wanted more. And then I became a mountain goat again. Damn it, Gary. I then found that thing that was waking me up in the morning. It was now time to make the first harness for my fire boy, my fire guy, the guy that I wanted to take out and destroy all the other pals. And it's done. It's time. The end is nigh. I need to make this hot spring. What? That costs so much. But distracted again, made myself a defense structure. When I made some more farming plots, and decided I'm gonna nap again. It was day 6 and 7, and it woke me up again. I'm in a cruddy mood. I am going to find it. I'm going to hunt it down, and I am going to end it and cook it on my barbecue. But first, I need to adventure. I need to check out the area first. I need to have a look around and see what there is. I found this random stranger at a fire. And I asked him, is there a way I can cook chicken on a fire? Because that rooster has roosted its last roost. I swear. I moved on and saw another one of those useless pals that I just ignored now. I don't care for it. I moved on through the valley of the shadow of death, and I will fear no evil because I have my fire pal, and he is a flamethrower. He will murder every pal along the way. He is so strong, he could take on anything. So I realized there was a boss real close that I'm going to have to fight soon. That's interesting. Interesting. I then used the first fast travel that I've ever used so far in the game. And it, in my opinion, is amazing. I found myself a warthog. A pig. A guy that I didn't realize later on would actually be a lot of help. It was day 8 and 9, and it was picking up. I was crafting more things. It was getting important. It was getting scary. What am I talking about? I just repaired some stuff and made some bows and arrows. What am I talking about? I did basically nothing. I mean, isn't that my pal's job now? My mate then taught me how to remove my power station and move it somewhere else, because every time they spawned in, they would go into the mesh. They wouldn't stop acting up, and I had to fix that problem. And how you do that is you go into your building menu, you press C, it allows you to demolish, you demolish it, and then place down your new one. Place it somewhere that's not close to where a structure or a wall is, and you won't have that issue anymore. I placed my powers back in there so they could start working again, and we could be back to normal. So I found out that in PalWorld there's actually stats and different types of functions that each creature or each pal can actually do. They have specific functions like farming, building, harvesting, crafting, many different things that are actually rather insane. The in-depth ability that they have in this game already for an early access really does surprise me, and I really love that. No, come back. After Flameboy decided that he wanted to go take on the biggest creature in the area, the boss that scares everybody at the start of their game, I ran fast. I got 15 wood so far. Flame Boy is starting to become one of my favourite powers of all time. He's now cooking me up a storm and we're gonna share this together. But first, it's time to go to sleep. We all need a rest. It's been a hard, arduous day, and we gotta start day 10. Day 10 will be a big day. Today, we are planning to go capture so many powers, it's gonna be ridiculous. We're gonna increase our family by a lot, and hey, what are y'all doing? Y'all working hard. I really like this. I'm proud of you guys. So after being a proud power father, I went out with my Sparky Boy. This Sparky Boy was gonna help me try and take out this Flyy Boy. However, I didn't realize that I was going against a demon. Oh, he's using Gust. Oh, he used Fire. Super effective. After taming some powers, I ran back to base.
Do you have any idea how fast I am?
I got back to base and I admired so many more of my pals that I had now tamed. Or captured. Sorry, wrong game again. Get it right, Shane. I headed into my first dungeon. I had Flamey Boy with me and I felt unstoppable. I didn't think anybody could stop me. I had no idea what was ahead of me, but all I knew was that I had to get through this cave, level up as fast as I can, and unlock as many things as I can along the way, because I need to get to 100 days and pass this game. I need to get to max level. So I whipped out Flamey Boy and started burning everybody in this cave. Nobody was gonna not catch these hands. I jumped down into a puddle of water and found a loot chest that supplied me with so much loot. Ooh, shinies. Don't believe I've done my first dungeon. The little lazy that I have on my fruit. Took a break again just before. Oh, I need to go get copper key. Sadly, I got to a loot chest that would have been an insane amount of loot, maybe possibly a blueprint. However, I didn't bring the copper keys that I have in my chest because I didn't think I needed them. Little did I know, I did. Note to self, always keep a key in your inventory. I just leveled up again. Let's go. More loot. Let's go. More things to unlock. More things to learn. After unlocking many more things, I was so excited. And excited for the future. Purely because I know that there's so much more to come. The weapons I could get and not have to fight a boss from a dungeon with a hatchet like I am right now. I don't know why I didn't go in prepared. I had no idea what was coming for me, to be honest. But I was in here roughing it out. Fighting a boss with a hatchet. It was level 11 and I thought I was in trouble. I know my tames were kind of alright, but I didn't know what was to happen in the end of this. Whether I'd die or win, I wanted to capture this. That was one thing I knew. I wanted to take this thing home and make it my power, because I heard that they have better stats than the basic ones that you find out and about. So my idea was to get it down low enough level and then tame it. And I did. I got him!
There you go. Got a strong tansy now.
Hell yeah, brother. With the boss Tansy now tamed and it was now part of my powers, I found the loot, accidentally pressed E, which opened up my power. Stupidly, I pressed the wrong button every single time, but found a bunch of loot and some blueprints. Then exited the dungeon, walked along the beach, and tried to make my way back to base. First dungeon, secured the boss. Oh, everything's damaged. But we got the boss. Armor's damaged, my items are damaged, I'm damaged in the brain. After beating that boss and mentally getting drained, I headed back to base and crafted my flyer guy's harness so I could use him and scout. I also made a new bow, tried to get my guy to do it, and he ended up deciding he wanted a nap instead, lazy little bugger. Then made some metal. My flame guy instantly went over and started doing his job. This guy is proving to be the best tame that I've ever had. Sorry, best pal. Wrong game again. After admiring my new blueprint, knowing that I will craft that later on, my pal had crafted what I wanted. It finished its job, so I threw it in the air as celebration, because Papa ain't raised no slackers. And I threw my other pal at the trees, trying to make sure that he would do his job and go farm. Because right now, the only thing they're not farming is metal. Farm metal. Came back, and my fire boy was doing his job again. You're such a good little boy. Look who we have here. Mister, I'm planting on the roof. Planting your butt up there, more like it. Then while trying to remove him from the party, something happened. Oh, I'll get raided! This was my first raid defense. It was all powers, all family, everybody at the helm to fight off this first raid. There were wolves in our base, in sheep's clothing, because I had killed all those sheep before, for their fur, for their cloth, to make my beds. And now, the ones that were hiding in the sheep's clothing were back to murder me and take my base down. But there were no match for me and my family, as Don Toretto would say. You can do anything as long as you have family. It had been a long and stressful day. The pals had defended the base. They farmed, besides one that got removed from the family. He is now removed from family times 10. They have farmed and produced a base for me. They're all tired. Now they deserve their rest. Everyone deserves a rest right now. I'm going to go have one myself. This will be the end of day 10 and we're going to move on to day 11 where we step it up a notch. And as day 11 came around, I was used to the rooster in the morning, but there could be only one thing said. I'm hungry. I was hungry. I am hungry. My pals are hungry. We need to produce crops, and I need to go on an adventure. I need to go out on my deer and test this guy out. Wouldn't it be cool if you could blend them together and make multiple pals into one? This guy is going to take out all the sheep now. Those wolves came. I don't know if they're hiding inside the sheep anymore. I almost fell off the cliff, and then I ran off the cliff myself, purposefully. I don't know. I'm losing it. Yes, an accident. One of my pals has been a little bit lazy, so I was trying to encourage him to do a bit of crafting. He didn't want to do it. He was walking away as soon as I told him what to do, so you know what? He's becoming a spaceship. He got thrown in the sky. Then, after that was crafted, I grabbed a little bit of food and I decided I need some food in me. My guy's getting hungry, and I said I was hungry at the start of the day. He's just going, da 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 da. This one's over here just like, I work every day. You know what, buddy? Same here, buddy. I then wanted to teach my deer a new technique. There was a thing that I had found that I could teach a technique to him. Ice cutter. Damn. Cattiva is slacking off. It says. And there's only one thing I can say to that. Say no more. Finished with the nails yet, mate? So my little penguin friend wouldn't continue doing nails until I did some upsies. I did some upsies, threw him back to go work again, and he decided to have a nap. Of all things, he decided to have a nap, and then my guy decided he wanted me to jump on him. What's going on? My deer must have been happy with getting this new skill because he was farming like an absolute beast. High quality workbench. High quality, you can get right here. With my new workbench, I could make metal axes and metal pickaxes, so that means farming is 10 times. On a short break, on a short break, on a short break. Man, are they all in a fucking union or something? They can't understand that. They don't deserve to be part of it. I sat my pals down, had a good talking to them. I had a word to them and said a few things that they need to hear. And after that, they all became pretty proficient at working. And you know what? We made a medieval medicine workbench. I placed down a storage box right near the farming section that they're all doing so they could place their resources in there as they were going. I then complimented some of my pets for doing such a great job. Before I knew it, it was time for another sleep. It was almost day 12 and we needed to rest for that day. Day 12 was here and the days are passing super fast. I didn't realize how fast these days would actually go, and that's worrying me. I found some really juicy loot. I ran off on my deer and I found myself a new teleport location to go adventure soon. I then headed back to base, started making myself a hot tub for my pals so they can relax and not be stressed. They all helped, so they all get to use. I'm making positive changes to try and make my pals feel more welcome. I leveled up my power station to level 8, which allows me to have more pals at my workstation and at my base doing things. Having more means more resources are going to be farmed and more are going to defend my base when I get attacked by those wolves in sheep's clothing. And then all the big strong powers are starting to walk past my base. This is making me nervous, so I had to start crafting a few things and leveling up. If I didn't do that soon, then I may get ambushed by some strong powers. Then with my fear of these big powers coming past my base and getting raided constantly, I started to unlock more and more items that I'm going to need to destroy my enemies in the future. I'm going to get this thing because I just unlocked him, so it'd be good to have him to ride. Almost spitting my food out on the table, I realized I was getting raided again. Wasn't the wolves again in sheep's clothing? Were they back for even more revenge because of the way I treated them at the start? Is this my payback and my punishment for doing that? Do I have to change my ways and start looking after my pals? I think I might have to, because they are coming in force and they are bringing allies with them. It's nighttime, I'm about to sleep, and if I had gone to sleep, I may have been raided while I was asleep. That's not good. So as the battle ended, I kept that in mind. I need to start treating my pals well. I need to start looking after them and starting to get a bigger group. I need to get stronger. I need to get this 100 days and I need to pass the game in that time. Leveling up my power station once again to level 9. I am advancing so fast that I can't actually keep up with it. The days are passing by faster and faster. I did not realize that it was already day 13 to 14 and I now have egg incubators. I can now pop eggs and get random powers. I am so excited for the future. And then I found one of my pals inside my base trying to sneak into the warmth of my bed. From my storage box, I grabbed my first egg and put it into the egg incubator, excited to see what kind of power I may get from this. So I had this power, and I thought it was a water tame. I thought it could swim in water and you swim around, but I ended up burning myself, not swimming, and testing out its ice attacks. I went over to the teleport location I unlocked earlier, brought over my deer, and decided to go for an adventure. I'm going to go find another dungeon, and I'm going to get a new tame. Yes, I would like to enter the dark hole. Yes, that's what she said. Yes, let's go get some new tames. As soon as I entered, I was met with hostility, but they had nothing on me. I found a red chest, and guess what? I had the key with me this time, so I got some fat loot from this finally. I finally got some good loot, and I was so keen. It was so exciting to finally get that. I made my way to the boss, and I found a big little fluffy creature thing. Ended up taking it on with my ice guy, back and forth, and it was a rather easy fight. I brought out Flame Boy, and he was just destroying this boss. I was meant to capture it, but I ended up killing it accidentally. Sadly, I couldn't capture this boss. I really wanted to, but it didn't happen. Wasn't meant to kill it. It was an accident. But I don't really care about that tame. As I approached the loot boxes, I ended up getting an attack pendant. I never had an attack pendant before. I never had a pendant in general. Didn't realize where it was until I found out it was on my character already. Opened up the second chest and got a blueprint and some rubies. I am looted up. Time to head off. And enjoying the nice scenic route along the river, having a great time after getting all my loot, I ran into something. I ran into the first bandit camp where they had one of the pals imprisoned. I may have been harsh with my pals, but I never imprisoned them. They will be destroyed. They will be annihilated, and I will free the pals.
Come here, buddy.
Pal I see. They will all be released and become our friends. They will be part of the family, and we'll treat them well. We are now going to be the saviors of the pals, but first, we need to have a nap. It's sleepy time now. Then I think the pressure of having new powers made one of them become incapacitated. I had to then put him back in the power box to allow him to recover and come back stronger than ever. Now it was almost time to release the egg that I had. First, I had to go murder things that were around my base, trying to invade my base. They will not enter my family's domain, not why he's here. I hatched my first egg and I got myself a king penguin. That is actually pretty cool. Little did I know that he would be one of the most useless pals I'd ever have. He would literally eat all the time and wouldn't do any work. I think he had a stat that would make him always hungry. So I farmed a bunch of metal once again. I also crafted some medical supplies, thinking that I may really need it soon. And then, because he's a king, he seems to think he can do whatever he wants, but I am the king in this group. With being excited about my last egg, I started to make a fridge so I could store my eggs and crack them open at any point. Oh, at that point, I actually got a new egg. I got a bunny. I think it's time to take on the boss. As I entered the first arena for the first boss of the first tower, I was fearful and excited at the same time. But let's get this battle started. Let's see what they have to offer. So she released her power, and her power actually looks pretty mad. I want this power. Don't know what's going on, but her happiness and sadness goes up and down, and she wants to destroy me. And I'm not going to allow that to happen. I throw out the wrong power and get zapped up straight away. This battle will not end her way. I will destroy this person and take down this game within the 100 days that I'm offered to do this. Will I pass this game in 100 days, beat all of the towers within that time? This is the first one. This is the first battle I have to pass. If I can't pass this, then I have no hope to complete the other 3 or 4 I need to beat in the 100 days that I have. I've only got 85 more days to beat this, and that is not long. So we go into a battle montage to see how we can do. I really wanted to show you guys the entire battle, however the battle went on for so long and it was such a long, tedious, difficult battle that I had to use the power of editing to move it forward to show you guys the end. The timer was running out. I used up 6 minutes of the 10 minutes already, so it was near the end. However, I was close. I really wanted to tame this power as well, but I can't because she's riding it, sadly. However, on day 15, we claim that day as the day that we beat the first boss. Yeah! Get wrecked. And with that boss defeated, I once again leveled up and I was blasting through the levels, unlocking everything along the way. I was getting new power spheres, I was getting new things to craft, I was excited. There's so much content in this game, I don't know if I can get through it within 100 days. So riding that high, of course there's something that's going to happen to bring me down. I'm getting raided by the power destroyers. These guys want to come and steal my powers. They want to take them for themselves and cage them in their cages. Yeah, I'm sure if they all act like him, I don't think I'm going to have any issues. These guys are weak. They're going to get destroyed. They cannot handle the power of my family. Don Toretto said, if you have family, you can do anything. Why not destroy these invaders and wipe them off the face of the earth? These weird looking running... Goodbye. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, guys. Why did you even approach my base? You just gave me free loot. Come on. Chop chop. Let's build this all at once. Many hands make light work. And another one. Nice. Thank you. I woke up on day 16 and everyone was hard at work. I leveled up my power station once again and I am making massive progress. I am becoming the god of the powers and they will become my family of legendary Powermons. I finally got myself a parachute, and in Ark, if you parachute, you can cut your parachute or you can fly forever. However, that wasn't the case in the PalWorld. PalWorld, the parachute determines by your stamina, and I found that out real quick that gravity hurts. Feeling like an absolute idiot, I ran back there with my deer to go collect my loot and get back to base. I felt stupid. How did I not know that stamina was an issue? I can take one positive thing away from today. Everyone's working super hard today. Everyone was working in a uniform team and we would come together as a family gathering. We were doing family tasks like legends. I crafted a few power spheres and it was about time for me to go to sleep. Everybody else was napping and I think it's time for me to have a rest. Day 17 came around and I can tell you right now it was probably one of the most boring, grindy days I've ever had so far. It was just doing caves, doing dungeons, going and taming one or two things and taking on this one boss right now. This is the boss I'm going to be taking on. It looks like a big manta ray. It's called a celery. Like, haha, celery. I get the joke. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z characters and how they're based on vegetables. Goku, you know, Kakarot is a carrot, Vegeta's vegetable, blah, blah, blah. I understand the puns. However, I was going to destroy this boss and I'm going to try and capture it. However, it's messing me up and I'm actually getting hurt right now. I need to be careful. If I want to survive this and actually capture it, I gotta kind of be careful a little bit. Because it's hurting a little. It's hurting a lot. Then something happened. I was way too OP. My tame ended up killing it accidentally. I wanted to tame. I wanted to capture it, but you know, I went and got my loot and had a look at what kind of loot I got this time. I got more BPs, and that's what you want. Gotta catch them all. I was on a capturing spree. Every time I caught something, I gained massive XP. I realized the more I catch, the more my XP per catch goes up. That means that if I can get 10 out of 10 for many different powers, I could power level to level 50 in no time. That is the max level I can get to on this game, and I want to get there before the 100 days. I want to show you guys everything before the 100 days. I found this shrine which allowed me to increase my power capturing ability by using the effigies that I've been getting since my time on this map. So I used it and it increased my percentage on being able to capture things. The night was over. I decided to head back to bed and go to sleep for the day to wake up for day 18. Day 18 was a very important day to me. I found another shiny, and unlike last time, I will not die to this shiny this time. I will not be underestimated. I will capture this shiny with every fiber in my body. I will capture him and I will take him home and be my friend. If Oh, he's dead. In frustration, my boy wanted to 1v1 this wolf. It was his turn to 1v1, but I chucked in a little stabby stab just to help him out because he's my boy, and it was his turn to finish him off and level up. I myself leveled up and it was time to unlock more things. All the fancy new things I could get was so nice. I'm so keen to be leveling up even more and getting my way towards 100 days. We're at day 18. We're almost at day 20. Then we've got 80 more days still, guys. There is a legendary adventure still to come, so keep an eye on this space. I then farmed metal, once again, crafted a bunch of cloth because I need that for many things right now. I was curious about the Tansy assault rifle, whether it's powerful and you could get an insane one that could just destroy a boss by using its ability. That could be for the future. I could test that out later on.
Flying my bird and I set it on fire on a campfire.
Note to self, do not fly over a flyer over a campfire because it will burn alive and you'll have chicken nuggets for dinner before the night's end. Everyone's napping, I'm tired. I've been trying to work the entire night and make my way through, but you know what? I need a rest. I need a nap for day 19. I feel like it's going to be a big day. Let's go. I'm flying. So after the horror story my mate told me about flying over fires, I don't do that, but now I have my own flyer. I can travel across the map at the speed of light, not quite, more at the speed of a slow turtle. We created a wheat mill, which we don't have wheat for. But who needs that, man? Like gluten, you know, and all that kind of problems. You don't want to deal with that. We also were close to leveling up a power station as well. However, the day was already over and it wasn't that productive. Day 20's finally around and we need to go take on this shiny. I wanted to make sure that I actually captured a shiny for once and not kill it, not die to it, and actually successfully get my first shiny because I heard that they're actually kind of cool to collect. So I'm going for it and I'm hoping that I actually get this. Then I have a pet. It may be a chicken. It may be useless, but I'm getting it. And with my first shiny finally secured, I was happy. I finally succeeded in something that I couldn't succeed in before, not dying to such a weak power. I then took my power out, go level up a little bit, getting to test out his abilities. I ran into a bandit camp who had the goal to capture one of the wild powers and keep them for themselves. I rescued that power and brought him into the family. It was the first time I actually tamed one of those powers and it became my friend. I then tamed a cow, not knowing that I would actually need them later on for specific tasks. After popping that past egg, I was addicted to finding dragon eggs and other wild eggs out in the open because I wanted to see what kind of powers I could get from them. I was addicted to what kind of surprise gifts am I gonna get? Ran into another bandit camp who had taken Princess Peach. I mean, they'd taken this poor innocent power and I was not going to stand for that. That power is going to become one of the family and we were going to get 1,000 powers and we're going to be the massive huge family that destroys this 100 days. It may be just a pinata. I treated it like a pinata. It was done for. I found myself another red chest which gives you BPs. Nice. And it is the best thing that you need to find. I actually found a really nice metal location that I may actually build in later on. I came across another journal entry that I quite honestly never checked. I never looked at one of the entries at all in my 100 days. And then I was in a bit of a predicament. I found myself the Tree of Life, one that has all the skills on it, and I needed every single one of them. I then caught myself an Incineram. The Incineram becomes one of my favorite and always used powers. I really like the design and I like his skills, so I'm going to claim him as one of my mains. As I was out and about, it actually started to get really cold and I was worried that I was going to die. However, I need to place down a new power station because I want to build here. This is where I'm going to build my new base. My new base is going to be established right here in this metal field. I'll be honest, I didn't even look to see whether it's a defendable location. I just saw lots of loot and I decided this is where I'm building. Why not? Because I like loot and I have an ADHD brain that just goes, shiny objects. I headed back to my sheepskin bed and went to sleep for the night. That's right, sheepskin bed. What are you going to do about it? I honestly can't believe we're past 20 days now. We're on to day 21 and I'm going to farm the buggery out of this. I'm going to take all this metal and take it back to base, place down some chests so that I can place everything in it. What the heck is going on here? Y'all have a hard night? You guys go on a bender? You guys go on a pub crawl? Damn. Then I put all my new powers into my new area so they could start working, start farming all the stone, wood, metal, everything else. I had to place down beds so they weren't upset, and then started making my main base that I didn't realize was going to become my actual main base later on. Placing down all the beds, they were all happy and sleeping. We had our new area that we're going to start moving into eventually. Things were coming along well. Everyone was farming, everyone was building. It was going good. I felt invincible. I felt like I could take on the final boss right now. With my pals working super hard at farming wood for me, it allows me to go build my new base. So I went over and did a speed build of my new base. It was only a rough version of what I really want. Some of the ore was in the way. I couldn't actually place down some of the foundations. However, we're going to build this up, and it's going to become our new haven for all our powers that we're going to have, because we're going to have 1,000. I told you, we're going to have way too many powers to even handle. However, when I'm farming metal, all my powers were all they were doing was just standing on top of the metal, gloating and rubbing it in. I placed down my defenses that nobody can get past, and then continued on with the speed build to try and get my base done, to say that day 22 was the day that I completed my base and I moved into my new location, because I need to get out of the starter zone. The starter zone is not where I want to be anymore. The only thing I needed now was a bed to sleep in and sleep for the night, to bring in day 23 and the progression that is needed real soon. I woke up on day 23 with the excitement knowing that I can pop a new power from an egg. It was ready to go. I got myself a nice little fire boy that looks so cute. I actually really like this cool little dude. He looks pretty cool. Then place down a new forge, which allows me to get metal over in this location, not having to transfer it back over to my other location, and be a little bit more effective and move into my new base. However, now it was time for me to go adventure, to go find new things, to go find new locations and what bosses I should actually take on soon. Whether I should take on the King Penguin or not. However, in between, I found a bandit camp once again, but they had a really cool power that I now have for my family. I went around collecting things, finding all the different bits of loot, and killing a few other pals to try and get some resources that I needed, finding more loot chests, and just bringing all that stuff back to base. I found another TP location which will help me get to this boss fight right here. I'm about to go against Frozen Wings, which is the King Penguin, the one guy that eats all the time in my base. I'm going to get my revenge on my guy through the boss. But we have to plan for that first. We have to think about what we need to do. We need to prepare our pals for the battle ahead, for the fight that we need. We need to level up. We need to unlock new things. We need to get ready for this ultimate battle. That is the King Penguin. And what better to do that? Let's just jump straight into it real soon. But to do that, to jump straight into it, I'm going to need new weapons. I'm going to need new armor. I'm unlocking that and I'm going to craft that real soon. I need to be prepared. I don't know how weak or how strong he is. I went back to my first base because I'm not too sure how many more sleeps I'm going to have at this base. Eventually this base will disappear and I'll be moving into my new main base location. Day 24 and 25 came around, and today was going to be a big day. Today we are going for the King Penguin. We're creating our shield and preparing for battle, because it's going to be a battle that I don't know whether it's going to be hard or not. He may eat me alive, who knows? But first, like every other day, when I'm doing something good, I get raided. So we have to defend this with all the force we can. I've got my fire boy here and he's ready to drop some bodies. He's going to take them out. He is going to destroy them with no fear at all. He's going to absolutely annihilate these guys. Everyone's fighting together as a team. I am almost dead. I am about to die. What's going on? No! I can't die here! Not if I want to go into this battle later on. If I can't win this, how am I going to beat the King Penguin? Am I weak? Somehow I managed to survive. My pals were holding me up. They were being legends. So for that, I'm going to reinforce the base over here and allow them to be able to defend themselves and survive while I'm not here, because they did a good job and they deserve to have that upgrade. But you know what? I'm getting raided again at my new base. What's going on right now is because I beat that tower not long ago, are they getting revenge on me? Are they sending people in to get payback on me taking out that boss, the lightning Raichu looking boss? And with that, I captured one of the guys in my trap. I told you it's OP. Nobody's getting past that. So I turned into the Flash and I decided to speed up the battle. With the power of editing combined, this battle will be over in no time. Successfully defending 2 bases in a row, I think I'm prepared and ready to take on the King Penguin. I successfully defended. My powers are strong enough to defend the base twice in a row. I think he can take on the King Penguin now. Yeah, you're looking kind of stupid there, aren't you, buddy? Just hanging out. Hanging out, get it? Get it? It was now time to head to the King Penguin's lair and take him on for the first time. Will I be able to survive this? Can I take him on and come out victorious? This is one of the first bosses I've done in an arena like this besides the tower, so I don't even know what to expect. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He finally spawns in. So I throw out my flame guy. Probably the worst idea to choose because it's a fire versus a water. What am I doing? Why did I choose a flame guy? I rely on him so much to do everything. Can he do this? Can he beat this fight? Will I win this? Who knows? The battle raged on again and again for longer and longer. I was like, will I win this? It's so close. I'm really close. Then he claps me up. He hits me with a headbutt, freezes me. I try and capture it, thinking I'm going to be greedy and capture this guy. I need this guy. I'm just going to capture him. Why not? I can survive this. I've got a bit of health. I can do this. He can't kill me. I'll be fine. And then I had like no health. I had a slither of health. And I killed the boss. However, that wasn't the end. His underlings were still around, and I didn't notice. I threw out my tame to try and protect me so I could run back to the exit. But it was all for nothing. I died. I died in the battle. With my head held down, I ran back and got my loot. They left it outside the arena for me. At least I got that, but I lost in the end. I may have beaten the boss, but I lost to its underling? Am I weak? I need to level up. So I started leveling up. I woke up, I decided I'm going to go out and I'm going to go kill some powers. I'm going to go level up as much as I can because I don't want to be weak anymore. I don't want to die to the most weakest creature out there anymore. That is not what I want. But the universe seems to have a different idea for me. It decided I'm going to drop you with the weakest creature. So with that happening to me every single time, I decided to start leveling my health a lot more. With the levels of my health, I unlocked a couple other aesthetic things as well, along with a lot of things I actually kind of need. I made myself a nice new little cooking pot so I can cook some more food and keep everybody from being hungry. And then I moved on and went for a little fly around with my power to go hunt some more creatures to get my level up and up and up because I need to get stronger. I want to beat that boss fight next time. I came back to base just to place some more beds, done a little bit of farming, then I went off to this cliff and found another effigy. The golem inside of me found some more loot, my precious. Then I went for a little scout with my bird, found a few things and realized, hey, maybe I can go against this boss. I couldn't beat the other one, but can I beat this one? So I did a little bit of scouting of the area, unlocked the area so I could see it perfectly, and then I decided whether I would go back or stay. I ended up going back to base and come back another day. I headed back out on my flying tame and had a little scout around the area just to see what I could find. I found another bandit camp and rescued the power once again. It was worth it because the XP I actually got for taming it. I did a little pass by the swamp area, wasn't too sure whether I should stay around here because from memory on other games, if you're in the swamp, you end up dying. While using a flying power, it allows you to look around cliff edges and look at multiple places you couldn't look on foot. It helps you find the rare resources, the rare loot that you may not find on foot, like these red chests that you can't unlock because you always forget to take your damn key with you. I also found a bunch of metal. This is actually a really nice stockpile of metal. Wasting more and more time on my day, I find multiple eggs. I need these eggs because if the more I hatch, the more powers I may get that I never had. It gets me XP, it gets me new guys I can use and new stats on those guys as well. So it's always worth finding eggs. Though I headed back to my teleport location to go back to base for the night. The day was ending, we had a really strong day. We may have died multiple times these recent days, but we're going to change that in the next coming days. We're going to become strong. The end of day 26 became the day 27. And today I was going to try and work towards not being weak anymore. I don't want to be weak anymore. So I went out, I started looting up as much loot as I can. I found a silver key for the first time. I killed a few things and I tried to tame a few more powers to try and make my group stronger. I don't want to be weak anymore. I don't want to lose to the most smallest creatures anymore. And then I started getting clapped up once again. Though I tamed him and I've got another flyer. So now I've got a dragon flyer. It's nighttime. And we're going to call it a night again. The day went quick. The days are going quick now. I need to work hard. To say that day 28 started off really weird would be an understatement. The thing that I witnessed in a second is disgusting. My guy, you know what he's doing? You know what he is doing? And I am disrespected by this. He's duping. What? He's duping! So I went over to check out what he's doing, and it literally lagged my game out. He has that many singular stacks of wood that he's spamming out that it looks like he's duping. And it all just goes into my inventory. It completely crushes my game and makes my computer scream. So I picked up everything that he had, and I told him, do not do this again. That is naughty. You're not allowed to do that, or you kick. And you know, he did it again. I hatched some eggs and got a Bushi, which became one of my favorite powers in the game. I absolutely love this dude. He's a samurai, he's fire type, he's awesome. I chucked them all out, had a look at them all. I wanted to see what they looked like when they're out and about and working. And when I got him out, he literally went straight to work. The dude went straight to taking wood, to farming, to doing everything he needs to do. That is a good power, and he will be in my party from now on. I admired some more of the powers that I've captured recently to see whether I want them in my group to go take on the other bosses. I made a feeding bag, and then I also wanted to check out this poison ivy looking chick. She ended up being really good at farming. I went over to a bandit camp and took out the bandits like usual, and when I took them out, I got to rescue some more powers, which helped towards my XP because it gained me more powers that I've collected, and it increased my level even more. So now I just have to level up. Going into a dungeon, I'm going to try and level up again and beat some more bosses. If I can beat the boss in the dungeon, then I should gain another strong power, and I should gain some more XP. I found the chest in the dungeon and got a bit of loot. Then I headed off and I ended up leveling up my character, gaining weight because I need to start farming soon, and I'm going to need a lot of weight for that. I looked through all the new unlocks that I got. There was a new glider that I could get, and there was a few other things that I needed from this unlock, but the new stuff that I need is further down, and I need a power level for that. And then I found the boss of the dungeon. I didn't care about capturing this boss. All I wanted to do was beat it and get the XP. It probably would have been a lot better for me to capture it because you get more XP as well. However, I want to get past this. I want to get the loot. I want to get out of this place and move on. Continue my advancement to getting stronger, to be able to take on all the bosses, take the other towers on, to take the other mini bosses on as well. That's my goal. It was now time to pop another egg, and I got myself a new one that I've never gotten before. That excites. I checked her out, and she seemed to have some pretty good working abilities, so that's awesome. And then, like always, I started to get raided once again. Whenever I'm having a time up, I always get raided. They always know when to come. They know when to attack. But this time, it was fangirls. It was fangirls because I was so popular now with the powers that fangirls came, and we had to stop them. So I whipped out Flame Boy and gave them a signature and an autograph and sent them on their way. In the heat of the moment, one of them slipped into our group and ended up becoming one of us. I had no idea, but now they're part of the group, and the fangirls become one of us. After the fangirls joined us, I went out for a little adventure, and these bandits seemed to think that they could take this mammoth on. Little did they know that they were dealing with the demon of the area. This guy would one-shot them and teach them a lesson real quick. I didn't know this on the start of the day, but I found out that I would capture my favorite power in the game. And in getting the loot mon, I was so keen. He looked cool. He had such good skills on my main power in my party. As day 30 started, I had a sound strategy that I would start facing bosses that I had faced before. And when I do that, I would tame them, and I would gain the XP from taming them and from beating them. That would be my way of boosting up my level really fast and building up towards the 100 days finale. I travelled across the bridge and had a look to see what was in the next area. Found a bunch of grass type, some really cool ones actually. I ran into this guy here that looks like a samurai cross ninja, and I want him. So I started fighting everything in the area, taking on this chick here that looks like Poison Ivy. She messed me up pretty badly, and I'm trying to take her out with my crossbow. However, I ended up taming her and getting another one. Got back to base and it was almost the end of the day, so I started to craft some more arrows. I needed arrows to be able to fight things. I didn't have a gun yet, which I really needed to work on soon. This is one reason why I'm power leveling. However, it was the end of the day. It was day 31 to come, and with day 31 comes a lot of progression. With day 31 here, we're roughly about a third of our way through the 100 days. The days are passing fast. I'm growing crops, I'm placing down new cookers, and I'm placing down everything I need, all my crafting and everything. The new base is built, and now I'm out trying to level up. Today's going really fast. Day 31 was a very fast day. I captured a couple new powers, leveled up a few times, and unlocked a few more things that I need for the future. However, day 31 was coming to an end real quick, and day 32 was here. I scouted out my new boss that I wanted to fight, but I started to starve to death. I was about to die to my own stupidity. I was about to die to starving, of all things. Can I not stop dying to the most silly things? I need to really work on this before I get to the big bosses. If you thought day 31 was quick, day 32 was even quicker. I decided to take on Chillette again. I really wanted to just try and capture this guy or kill this guy for XP. If I can kill him, then I'm going to get XP each time. Capturing it would get me way better. I crafted a couple of things like my blueprint that I got recently. It turned out rather well. Put out my new tame out to go walk around and do stuff at the base, and then moved on to the next day. Day 33 was here, and today was a big day. I was going to go take on the water serpent that's been plaguing me for a while. I tried to beat her one time before, however, it absolutely destroyed me. So this time I'm going back with the force, and I will win. I'm also waiting for this egg to pop. I really want to see what it is. This egg's still got a little while to go, but in the meantime, I made some armor, which makes me a little bit stronger. Took my guy out to a bandit camp to test him out, and he absolutely destroyed him, and then headed my way to that serpent, Azurobe. I don't even know how to say these names properly. However, I took it down rather well. Being armed with a crossbow and my new loot mod, I took it on pretty well in my opinion. I dodged a lot of his bubble attacks. They can be rather hard to dodge sometimes. Sometimes they can just hit you anyway, so you got to be super careful. But I've only got a crossbow and loot mod. I wanted to capture this thing, but at the same time, I didn't want to die. So I threw out my Sparky boy, and he just finished it off. We've finally beaten this boss. Boss first kill initiated, and now it's time to take on more. I've got the taste for blood, and I want more. Day 34 was a little bit more interesting, to be honest. Started off the day with making my little effigy thing here to upgrade my powers. I upgraded Lootmon a little bit because he's my favorite so far. I headed into the grassy kind of area that has a lot of like flyers as well. There was a few powers here that I actually really enjoy. I was taking on this one that looks like Pidgeotto, and then I took on this guy here, which looks rather cool. I wanted to tame him though. I like the look of this guy. I don't know whether he's strong or not, but I want him, and I got him. I captured him with the littlest chance. It started off at 6%, and I got him. I got one of the powers that I really wanted. Then I saw the boss fight arena that's in this area, and I was thinking, do I chance taking that on? I moved on and started leveling up even more. Leveled up a few levels and unlocked a couple more items. There's a few things I really want unlocked. Some of them being the power orbs, a few being some saddles or some harnesses that I really need. Upgraded my base a little bit and just kept building that up and working on all my base stuff. Then I got raided again, and this time it was a big raid. The Power Association didn't like that I had a lot of power friends, and they wanted to ruin my friendship with my pals. I cannot allow that, and they do not want that. My pals love me, and I treat them well. You can do anything when you have family. Family forever. Go pals, go, let's do it. And with that, we successfully defended yet another raid, and we are yet to lose our base to a raid. I'm proud of my pals. The next day started off really well. My new pal actually done really well with crafting. He helped me out with some items. I found some more eggs, which I really need. I want to hatch a bunch of eggs in the future. Then I also found a settlement where you can go trade for things. There was a few traders here that actually offered a few nice items that I didn't realize I'd probably need later in the future. I actually come back here later and spend a lot of money. Then they actually sold powers as well, some ones that I don't have yet that I was thinking of purchasing just to get XP. I found myself another dungeon, went through and found all the loot, found some really nice items, and then went against the boss again. But before I went against the boss, I had to tame a few powers while I was here, and I got myself some more farming ones. In the end, I found a Capriti, and this boss was rather easy to beat. I ended up trying to tame it in the end, and successfully got it. I got another boss tamed. Went through, got my loot, found all the juicy loot right at the end, got a bunch of BPs, and then I exited the dungeon once again and ended my day. It was a good day. I've been lacking these good days. I'm glad to have a good day for once. It's really nice to have a real smooth day go. Then the day started off, and I opened up my awesome egg. Ended up getting a Warsec that looked like a Digimon that I used to like back in the day. Pretty cool looking. It's got some really good stats, and it's a really good farmer. So he's going to stay out for a while. He's one of my favorite new ones. He looks mad. I'm pretty sure he's a boss. And then we got attacked by the fangirls again. They are obsessed with my powers. They're obsessed with me. I know what's going on. I gave them an autograph last time and they still want more. It's like when you give them a mile, they want 100 miles, you know? It is what it is, but we moved on. We went off and fought the King Paka. We wanted to take on King Paka for the first time. And oh my god, this guy runs, he jumps up in the sky and tries to belly flop you with his big gut. But he was no match for my flame dude. My flame dude sprayed him with all the flames that he had, and I threw out my capture ball, my power ball, to try and capture him. He wouldn't go in though. He really did not want to be caught. I wanted to capture every single boss I fight. That is my goal while I'm doing this 100 days. And then the flame tick killed him when I went to capture him. So, with that depressing end to a battle and the unable to capture the power, I went off and farmed some metal. I started demolishing my old base. It was time to move. I was demolishing everything at my base. Nothing was going to be safe. Nothing is staying in that old area. And then I started building up my new base. Started redesigning, replacing things, and then demolishing the rest of my other base. It was time to move on. It was time to leave this area so I can place down things in other locations, like metal locations and other resources. So, with the new base getting built up, we're starting to really grow in this location, and I'm really starting to like it. I placed down everything I needed, some storage boxes, allowed every power to start building everything for me, collected all the resources I had, and called it a night. We're almost halfway through the 100 days. We need to pull our finger out. So today I started working on everything I need to work on. When I say working on everything, it could be between getting more power spheres, could be also getting the technique items like these ones from the trees here that always distract me, getting the effigies so I can capture things a lot easier, taking on the little bosses that I haven't beaten yet, like this sweeper that is super easy to beat. He's super low level, but I haven't beaten him yet. My idea is to beat every single boss and fight every single boss. I killed him pretty easily. Didn't end up taming him. I think I've already got heaps of them. I grabbed the loot that was right behind him. And also grabbed the loot box that was there as well. Gave me a little bit of items that I'm going to need in the future. Then I found this random trader that was sitting on the beach, and I thought, hey, I wonder if he has something new. He has basically just the same stuff that most do. I found another teleport location, which helps me out a lot because I want to unlock all those. They give you a technology item so that you can unlock more stuff. And then I ran into this big guy with the Gatling gun that just lasered my power. Bit of a hard fight, but in the end my power was superior to him and absolutely annihilated him. I collected all the loot from him, got a bunch of stuff from everybody, rubbed it in that I beat him, and then saved the power that was locked up in the cage. We rescue every power we can that we see caged up here because that is just rude. Emoted on the whole map and went into the lava area. I started finding a bunch more eggs, and that made me happy because it allows me to get tames and powers I don't have. I looked around even more, found some effigies, found some more eggs, and then found some more of these little powers, and I always have to kill them or capture them because they just look so derpy. I have to take them out every single time. I don't know why. In my opinion, it just looks so derpy and needs to be captured or taken out. With capturing these powers, it actually helps you out a lot because each time you capture more, your percentage of boosted XP goes up and up and up. So the more you collect of each type gives you more of a chance of getting more and more XP each time you catch another one. Right now, I'm getting 500 odd XP each capture. It will go up by a lot as I go. I unlocked a bunch more teleporter zones so I can come back later on. Ended up finding another weird looking power out at nighttime. Placed a few more eggs in the incubator, and it was about time to call it a night once again for day 42. Day 43 was on its way, and we're going to be so close to day 50. On day 43, I started to realize that some of my eggs were too hot and some were too cold. So I had two fires right next to them. I took away one of my guys to find out whether that would make a difference. I then started sorting out some of my loot, leveling up some of my guys once again in their stats to make sure they're nice and strong for my next boss. I do not want to lose this time. And then went out and took out some more Barney type powers because they're just too derpy to be in the game. I also tried to shoot my shot at this mammoth, ran away because it failed completely. Went into a dungeon, started taming a bunch more powers, and then took on the boss once again. It was the Nox again. This one seems to be spawning a lot for me. I just try and tame it every single time I'm in here. It gets me XP for beating the boss and for capturing it, so I get a mad amount of XP. That is one of your best ways of getting XP and leveling up, is to beat bosses and tame them at the same time. You'll get double the XP and it's insane. And I went and found some more loot, went and found a couple more eggs, found a lightning egg for once, then found this new boss fight that I'm actually going to take on soon, the Winged Tyrant. I don't know what that one is, but I'm keen to try and give it a go. I then went into another dungeon, beat the dungeon boss, got the loot, and then exited the dungeon again. The day so far has been very productive. My eggs are now done, popping the eggs, getting a bunch more new powers. Some are going to be farmers, some are just cool to have. I checked out the stats. This one was really good for using for farming metal. Then I got raided once again. I started getting raided by these weird dragon-like creatures, but my guy knocked him off the edge, and that was a perfect opportunity for me to tame one of them. Though sadly my victory didn't come with the costs. My base was burning down. The wool was coming down. It was on fire. I didn't know how to stop this. I'm so glad my whole base is stone and it's just the wool. I started chasing them down so they couldn't get away without punishment. Because they have set my base alight, I'm going to set their face alight. Then I sat here trying to throw out watertight powers to try and take it out and stop the fire from burning, but it didn't stop. You know what you do when something's too hard? You just go to sleep. That's what I did. Day 44 was here and my wall was still burning. I went up to go inspect it and grab my water power, grab my penguin and throw him at it, but he did nothing. He said, "What are you doing? What do you want, mate? It's warm up here. I want to go down in the pool." And then we went off and went for a little adventure on our flying power to go see what we could find. Go check out a few more areas and test out my new flintlock that I actually murdered everything with. This flintlock rifle is so nice. It's nice having a gun finally, not gonna lie. I upgraded and unlocked a few more things from in my technology tab, which helps me advance towards my goal for 100 days and beating everybody. We need to move faster though, because we are on day 44 and we're only at level 22. Knowing that I have to level up real quick, I started taking on more and more bosses. The brand cherry is the next one to take down. It's pretty strong, did a bit of damage to me, but I ended up trying to tame it. I want to tame it because when I tame it, like I said before, if I tame it and beat it at the same time, I get a lot of XP, as you just saw there. I'm leveling up like crazy now, so I should be able to speed level right now. I started crafting a bunch more stuff like some power spheres. My new guy helped me craft those spheres. Then I started building my base some more. I redesigned it a little bit. I want to make a library upstairs and everything else. I just want to make some cool PvE stuff for you guys. My library started getting built. It's kind of cool. I'm going to put my BPs and stuff in here. Obviously there's better storage for more slots, but it looks kind of cool. What do you guys reckon? Does it look pretty cool? I reckon it looks cool. I started upgrading the rest of my base, putting it all to stone, so if something catches it on fire, it's not going to burn down, kind of like the wall that we had before. Then I checked over here at the sealed realm of the Invincible, and I was about to take on my next boss fight. This boss fight was the Catress. Catress wasn't too bad. She was a little bit more easy than the other ones. I just had to kind of dodge her attacks most of the time, and my boy would do a lot of the damage. But then she caught me on fire just before we were about to finish, and I was dying. But I wanted to catch her because, like I said every other time, if you catch them and beat them, you get a lot of XP. She wouldn't go into the... She would not go into the Powerball. She was very difficult to capture. But then she almost captured. I tried again, and I'm like, you better capture. I need the XP. Come on. And I ended up capturing her and getting a bunch of XP. Now I'm halfway to level 23. I farmed a bunch more metal. In farming metal, it allows me to build all the new stuff. I ended up popping a few eggs and getting a bunch more powers. All the powers I was getting were a lot of lightning ones and a few other cool ones like the Ignis. Ignis was sick. I wanted to have a look at all these different powers that I got. Check them out, have a little look, see how big they are, how cool they look, whether I want to use them in my team. Some of them have harnesses that are way too far away from my level. I need to level up way more to get this one's level to be able to use that guy. And he's a flyer, so it's pretty cool. Though, I ended up moving on and taking on Bushu. He was my next victim. This guy was going to get caught and beat, and I was going to get a bunch of XP, which is going to catapult me into the direction I need to pass all the other big bosses in the future. Unlock more weapons, more items, and then he almost clapped me up, smacked me to the face with his sword. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect this fight to be as hard as it was. The flame damage seemed to do a lot of damage to me. The tick damage was horrible. I had to heal myself with some food, hopefully. I ate some trying to hope that my food would heal me a little bit. My guy was getting messed up over there. I'm going to have to switch my guy out and throw somebody else out in a minute if I don't watch out. However, I managed to start trying to capture him, and I got super lucky and captured him first go. First boss kill, first capture. I headed back to base and switched out my old Bushu for my boss Bushu. The old one seemed to have passed away or collapsed. He must have been working too hard. I respect that, but at the same time, he needs to look after himself. But now, it's time to take on the big dragon. The one that looks like Dragonite. Wyvern. I like this one. He looks mad, and I want to capture him real bad. However, first I have to beat him. If I have to beat him and take him out and kill him first, and come back and do it another time, then that's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to die again, and I want to start taking out bosses. My new guy, he was having a bit of fun with it, but then his explosive damage thing ended up killing him. But hey, it works. We beat him. We're just gonna have to go against him again, eh? We just have to come back and catch them all. Gotta catch them all. At one point in my leveling, I ended up unlocking the lantern that hangs on your side. So whenever it comes to nighttime, it lights up your area. It helps you so much out at nighttime. As you can see here, I can actually see around the place. Found some more Barney dinosaurs, and you know what happens with those Barney dinosaurs. Either they get caught or they get killed. They're pretty aggressive in the wild, so you know what? They're gonna become mine, or they're gonna go down under the... They're gonna go 6 feet down, mate. They're gonna be 2 feet wide and 6 feet down. Then we saved this little flame guy. We needed another one of them, so I'm happy to help him out. Found some loot, which was always good. A red chest is always wanted. It's always where you get the BPs and everything like that. But that was the end of the day. Day 48, I started off the day by leveling up by killing the Barneys, sending them 6 foot deep. I ended up unlocking a few more things like a metal helmet, which is really good, and a few other things that I'm going to need. I ended up going into another dungeon, and the dungeon had the Toko, I think they're called. I didn't know what to expect with this boss, but when I got in, I was not pleasantly surprised. They don't like me at all. They just ran at me and exploded. Like, what is this tame? It's just like a pinata that runs at you and explodes candy. I wish it was candy, it would be nice. Or loot would be nice. But the boss was over. I ended up winning because it just blew itself up. So, hey, why not? That's how it went into the other room where the loot was, grabbed it, and saw that I got myself some more blueprints, which is always good. Headed off, went back and started hatching some eggs. My first lightning dog, I got myself a few other tames that I actually haven't got yet. So I'm going to check them out, have a little suss, see what they look like, and enjoy the ones that I got and just have a little suss. I was quite impressed with the ones I got. I got a lightning dog, then I got some kind of like blue flame type creature one. It's pretty cool. Then I went and had a look at my library. My library is looking quite nice right now. There's a lot more work I want to do to it, but if we get past this 100 days, then we might go for 200 days if you guys are keen. Hit the like button if you are. Once you guys have hit that like button, we're actually building another grinder so that we can work on our power ore. If we get more power ore, then we can produce more power spheres and a bunch of other stuff that's gonna need it. And with that, it was the end of day 48. I ended up rescuing one of those exploding guys, got him for the first time. I would never tame them. And then I unlocked myself another transport, another fast travel point. I haven't mentioned it yet, but today is a big day. I'm about to take on the Felbat, another boss that I'm going to have to beat. I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, about the same level as it. So I should, by rights, beat it pretty easily. I just have to kind of dodge its attacks and make sure I don't die. If my powers pass out, I mean, I can resuscitate them. Like, it sucks, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Sacrifices are meant to be made. I had a look around and searched the places for a few more things, got a few more teleport locations so that I could come to those places on the map more and more times and just come back here easier. Unlocked a few more levels and a few more items because whenever you get a fast travel location, you get more technology points. And now it's time to hit the Abyssal Knight's realm. This is where the Felbat is. This is where I have to take him on. He's level 23 and I'm level 23. By rights, with my powers, I should beat him with no problems at all. So far, my power is taking him out rather easily. I got a good headshot straight away and it's been going really well. We've gotten near the end and I kind of want to tame him. I kind of want to capture this power, but he hit me a few times, so it's like, I'm going to chance it. I'm going to chance it. Can we do this? Can we get it done? Are we going to get him the first go? And we got lucky. The first go, we captured him and got massive XP. We're almost level 24 and that's the end of the day. Day 50 was here and we were halfway, but I went AFK for like a quarter to half of the day, so not much actually happened on day 50. I must have been tired, I must have been exhausted because I went AFK and forgot all about the game. I took my guy out and ended up taking on one of the bosses again out in the open with a new guy, just to test him out a little bit, have a little bit of fun, and we absolutely demolished him. It was easy. We were ready for some more bigger fights, I think. Day 51 was interesting. I freed some powers. I searched and looted up a couple loot boxes that I had found in the open. I accidentally ran into level 45 German Tide, which I ran real quick. Don't worry. That scared me. I then beat a few dungeons and got some loot, got some blueprints, leveled up my character once again and got more things unlocked, and beat some more dungeon bosses while getting some more dungeon loot. I did a lot of grinding on this day. This day was just pure based on grinding and beating things and collecting loot to try and prepare for future fights. I also went over to the pillars over near the lava to go look for more eggs. I found a few eggs and a few effigies, and then I headed back to base and it was the end of the day. With day 51 just about over, we are blasting through the days now. It'll be before no time, it'll be day 100 and we'll be trying to go against the end bosses. And I'm scared. Day 52 was here and I'm feeling hopeful. I think I may be able to do this. I'm pushing real hard to try and level up, but we're trying to level up our base as well at the same time. We have to level up our power station, so in doing so we have to complete certain tasks. Those tasks are almost completed now. I've just got one more thing to do, and then we're going to go find out if there are wolves in these sheep, because before they attacked me. And then I was bloodthirsty, so I had to kill a bunch more. But the base is going good. We've got down a command station, and it's the end of day 52. As day 53 started, I admired my base and how much I've built so far, added a few more things, and popped a few more eggs. Got a bunch of new tames, and then replaced a few things when it came to my defenses. My powers couldn't get through. I also went in and fought the Wyvern again. I wanted to tame it this time. That was my main goal, was to tame it and pass it, because then I get a huge amount of XP. And I was successful this time. I finally caught a Wyvern, and the XP was insane. Also went against Catras. Catras mistress once again, and I wanted to capture her again. Today was going to be the day of capturing bosses to get XP and to stockpile my strong powers. I needed strong powers to be able to take on the bigger bosses in the towers, the end stage bosses. And we got to the end of the fight. My guy ended up killing me accidentally. Then I went in for King Packer once again and captured him. Went to another boss fight and I was about to go fight Felbat. Felbat was going to be the next one I try and capture. I want to get many of these so then I can use them to make them stronger. If you sacrifice 4, you can make their base stats even stronger. So that's the idea, is to capture more and more of them and then upgrade them. That's the idea. That was the whole idea for this day. 53 was the progression day. We're on our way to getting a handgun. That's what we need next. And we made a few more power spheres. Tomorrow is going to be the power level day. On day 54, I went back to the starting area where I first had my first base, and I was capturing all the early game pals, all the ones that were easy. I ran around with the cleaver and started smacking them up. Then I was capturing every single one of them. The XP I was getting from it was insane. I already gained 1 level, all the stats into the ones I want, unlocked the gun and a new armor, then went back to leveling again to try and get to level 26. We are power leveling like crazy. I found this abandoned mine shaft. I'm not sure what's in here. I decided to have a look in there. Found this weird looking dude that's obviously a black market trader. Had a look at what he had. Didn't really have anything I wanted. He had a lot of tames, but I can get most of these on my own. Then started taming a bunch more again to get more XP. Got up to level 27 at the end of all this. I got up 2 levels in my power leveling on day 54. That is insane. We need to keep doing this more because level 50 is the max level and we're on day 54 right now. We are running out of time. Day 55 and 56 were put into one day. There wasn't too much content in those days. I just grinded XP. I went out capturing as many powers as I could. I upgraded the base a little bit by placing down a production line for power spheres, which allows more than one power to be on it and craft it faster. I can soon craft these OP power spheres. Hatched a bunch of eggs, got a bunch more tames. I've got this brand new one that's a flying freaking flame dog thing. It's sick. It looks amazing. One of my favorites actually so far. Then I sussed out my base a little bit, had a little look around. I could kill all of you right now if I wanted to. Don't even test me. Then captured a bunch more powers to get my XP up. I was leveling like crazy. This was my goal right now. Level, farm, level, farm. That's the goal right now. Go out and tame as many of the bosses as I can because they give you the more XP. Place down my first electrical generator so I could power my production line. And all the powers helped out. They all helped out and helped me build this thing. I love it when I see teamwork going on in my group. Then leveled up my power box. Now I'm level 14 and I can have so many more here. And got a few more tames and XP. Day 59 and 56 started off with a bang. I had these flame guys on my way to my base. And last time I had flame guys at my base, it burnt down. So we all need to fight these guys. I am getting absolutely clapped up by these guys. The flame damage is so damaging that I have to be careful. I've got a flintlock versus flame guys. All my guys are doing everything they can to try and fight them off. And we were successful. They ended up getting all destroyed. I saw that I unlocked some lockers. I think they look cool, so I started adding them up into my personal area upstairs. I then grabbed my boar, and he's actually rather good for gathering metal. There are a few others that are a lot better, but this guy absolutely devours metal. Then I ended up making a few things, making another bit of armor, and then heading off to a location to go do a boss. But little did I know, these little shark guys were absolutely insane. They had aimbot and they spammed their attacks. They literally hit me constantly and frustrated me beyond recognition. Their aimbot and spam of their specials was just insane. They destroyed me. But you know what I did? I was frustrated that much. I went back and absolutely destroyed every single one of them that was around the teleport location. I was getting my revenge. I did not care what I had to do, but they were all going to go down dead. I then went back to base, farmed a bunch more metal. Then once again, I got raided again. They just keep coming more and more often now. Is it because I'm leveling up? Is it because my building is getting too big? What's the reason for them coming so often now and such strong ones? I'm thinking it's my level. However, I dispatched them rather easily and destroyed them and defended my base for the night. This was the end of day 59 and 60. Day 61 and 62 started off with me crafting some power spheres. I needed to upgrade them and get a lot more of these ones so they can start taming the bosses or start capturing the bosses. I also added another production line which helps me produce high tier items a lot easier. Stuff like gunpowder, cementing paste, and a few other things like polymer and everything else. I then rescued yet another one of those tames, got it towards my thing, and found this cave. This cave here was rather interesting. It's an abandoned mineshaft. In that abandoned mineshaft had fanglope which is a boss I haven't gone against. I've been looking for him for a while, finally found the entrance into his cave. I started taking him on, and he did a poison attack on my guy. But my guy was taking him on hardcore. He was getting smacked up, so I had to switch him out. However, we're going to win this. I'm going to try and tame him. If I can't tame him, I'm going to kill him. And by my surprise, I actually ended up taming him on the first go. I captured this guy, and he was now mine. I had a boss once again, and I had more strong tames. This is where you have to go if you want to find the entrance. This is the boss you want to go for, and the entrance is just on the edge of the shore. These 2 days started to become the days where I would take on bosses for the first time, and I was going to destroy them all. I have a goal, and that is to beat every boss by 100 days. If I don't beat them all, I have to play it again, and I have to get it to 200 days. So I need to push hard, and I need to capture them all, get strong tames, and be able to take on the big bosses that are OP and insanely strong. As a solo, it's a lot harder because you don't have as many people. So I went for the capture, and I failed. And I failed the capture, so I sent in my guy, and he ended up destroying her. If we can't capture her, we're gonna kill her and pass the boss, because we need to pass them all. I want them all ticked off the list. It was the end of the day. I unlocked another teleport location and then had a rest for the night. It was ready for day 63 and 64. I started off the day rescuing another boar. This will allow me to upgrade him later on if I have more of these. I then went into a dungeon, and guess who was in the dungeon? Those shark guys. I had a shark boss to fight and little shark guys. I hate my life. I had trouble just with the little guys on the beach, let alone bosses of it. I tried my hardest to try and capture it, but in the end I ended up having to kill him, and I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind. I grabbed my spoils, which were quite nice. My inventory was super full because I had so much loot on me. I was doing so much today. It was a lot of grinding instead of a lot of recording. Grabbed the rest of the loot and then headed off. I had to sacrifice a bunch of bad eggs to get a good egg, and it was time for me to go home. I unlocked another fast travel location. Then I got ambushed by a bunch of bees that like to explode on me and take out my entire armor in one shot. However, I tamed their queen bee, and they're now mine. So get wrecked. Day 65 and 66 started off with me rearranging my rare loot stash. I then upgraded the defenses of my base. Instead of having wood walls up here, now I have stone walls. I've leveled up enough to be able to put these down. Now they will no longer be able to burn down my walls, and they will not get past at all. I added some more egg incubators because I want to start popping a bunch of eggs. I want to start getting way more tames, getting more levels from those tames that I pop, and collecting a lot more. I added some decor to my base, and then I also added some more chests. I popped a bunch of eggs and got some lightning tames. And getting these tames, it allows me to level up way quicker. I then had a look at one of the tames I got, and he's actually rather cool. I hear that this guy actually has a grenade launcher as his special ability, and you can go around destroying things with it. He's pretty cute. I gave him a little pat. Started making a bunch of power spheres on the production line, which 2 of my guys were creating, making it way quicker to craft. I took my lightning horse out for a run and found a red chest, which got me another blueprint. Also, if you hadn't noticed, I've got myself a handgun now. It's so much easier to take out powers and take out the enemy. It's so much better. It's faster paced than the flintlock, and it does decent damage. I can't wait for the other weapons to be unlocked. I'm taking on this pal for the first time. He's a lightning bird, and he is tough. My guy is taking him on hardcore, but I should be able to pass this and try and capture him. I'm going to try and capture him. If I can, it's going to be amazing. If not, that's going to suck. However, we really need him. And then we ended up capturing him on the second go. Yes! This thing gave me a level up, added more points to my skills, and then I got to unlock a few things as well. I tamed another Barneysaurus and then took out the other one. I then took on the lightning dragon. The Relaxorus Deluxe. This thing looks beastly, but it also looks super derpy. It's so derpy, it runs around so weirdly, but I need to capture it. It looks so funny. I need this thing. It's a lightning derp machine, and I need it. I don't know why, but I just need it. I got super low in health, and I was expecting to capture it. I had a bad chance, but I really wanted to capture this one. Sadly, I had to kill it. My guy had to kill it. Doesn't happen all the time. We'll come back for it. Don't worry. I then captured another pal, got a bunch more XP again, and then I found another shiny. And you know what I'm like with the shiny ones. I need to capture these ones. So I did, and I got it. Heck yeah. And now it's time to take on the other 2-legged dragon, the Alphedron. I don't even know how to say these names properly, to be honest. I'm butchering it. However, I had my lightning guy, and this guy seemed like he might be a water type. Then I realized, no, he's a fire type, so it doesn't matter. If I had a water type, it'd be good. Or he might even be a dark type. However, my guy was doing a lot of damage. I was getting headshots, and we were destroying this thing. Can I capture this one, though? This is another boss. And with the power of editing, we put it into hyperspeed. This was a long battle. It was a long fight. Roughly the same level as me. but it was strong. So strong, in fact, that I tried to capture it, and it only had an 8% chance of capturing. It failed, so I had to kill it. I had to throw my boy out to go finish it off, and he finished it off. I can tell you now, he finished it off, and we got so much XP. Day 65 and 66 came around, and I was just popping more eggs, getting everything I needed. I was getting so much XP right now that I was just lasting through the levels, and that's what I wanted, because I know that it is very close to being the end of the 100 days, and I am not level 50 yet, and the levels are getting harder and harder. Each time I level up, the more XP you need. I placed down a brand new bed. I made myself a brand new spanking new bed, and it looks amazing. I was farming some metal, and then I started getting raided, like usual. And then it was time to defend the base. It was time to destroy them, show them who's boss. They can't get through. If they try and come through, they'll get stuck, and then we'll just corner them in the corner and kill them with my pals. My pals will absolutely annihilate them. Don't you worry about that. They are trained for these situations. They will not let them go unpunished, and they don't. They absolutely annihilated them. It was a cluster in this corner. I didn't know whether I was winning or losing at this point, but I'm pretty sure I was winning. Then after the defense, I realized that half my pals had passed away. I have to go heal them. Man, they are not looking too good, are they? Oh my god. Oh, he fell off the edge as well. What's going on? To end the day, I went for a scout on my new Wyvern mount. My new Wyvern flying mount. This guy is a bit faster than my other guys. He's way better when it comes to speed. And then I found my last effigy around this area and headed back for the night. It was the end of this day. Day 68 consisted of me waking up to people being at my door. These guys are rude. They tried to deliver milk, but it was sour. What's the point in bringing sour milk, you sour salts? Now we have to murder you all. Now you're all going to go down, and we're not going to be nice about it. That's if I don't die first. And you know what? My traps worked perfectly. It did so good. Then I went to the realm of the Abyssal Knights to go take on the boss once more, because I wanted more XP. I am an XP fiend. I want to beat him, and then I want to capture him, because I need XP. So much I need XP. Give me the XP. After I gained the XP from the boss, which is a fair bit, I ended up taming a few more. I ended up capturing a few more powers outside to get towards my 10 out of 10. If I haven't got 10 out of 10 yet, that's going to add to the XP boost, which is actually insane. Each one you get adds more and more, and it gets greater and greater. Day 69 was very short and sweet, just like me. I took on Bushi, tried to capture him, captured him, got some XP, insane XP, and then it was my idea to go over and take on King Packer. Take on King Packer and capture him as well to get XP. Also bought myself one of those sharks because I could not be bothered taming him. Then I took on King Packer, and when I took him on, I was about to tame him as well because I need the XP of taming and defeating. But my guy had other ideas. He just wiped him out. Day 70 was here, and I found myself some cool tames. Another one of those big green fluffy monsters. I was getting blown up by those queen bees again, and then I was also finding myself another teleport zone. I then found this shadow monkey that looked absolutely mad, and I must have it. Anything with shadow that looks like a shadow creature, looks like Sonic or Shadow from Sonic, I need that. It looks mad. Then traveled along a bit more, got some more effigies, and then it was time to take on Verdash. Verdash is a boss I haven't taken on yet, and it's time to wipe him. Wipe the floor with him. Kind of cool attack. Oh damn. Just walk through the flames. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear. Yeah, my recording crashed. But I shall fear no evil. Anyway, we rescued another pal from prison. No pal shall be imprisoned. And then we captured, and then we tried to capture an Inferno Ram. I like to call it Inferno Ram. But we captured him and we moved on. This was the end of another day. It was day 71 and I headed out to a snow-like area. It was like a desert cross snow. I thought I had the guts to go out here. I went a little way into it and then I realized that there are actually some really high level things out here. And the weather just does not suit what I have. I started to die out here. It was too cold out here and it's not meant for the gear I have. So I have to head back to base and figure something out. I was looking at some of the loot that I have and one of the BPs I have is actually really good for that location. I may have to make that later on. It was coming to the morning of the next day and I started getting raided, so this raid's going to carry on until the next day. I'll see you then. Day 72 started with the raid that started. Day 72 continued on from the raid that's on the previous day, and as you can see, my traps have captured one, taken out the rest of them, and the raid was defended rather easily. I then wanted to test out this fire guy on gathering metal. He may be better if I just leave him to farm it himself. At the moment, he's not best at the moment, but I hear he's one of the best for farming metal. So I jumped on good old faithful and started farming all the metal I had here. I like to farm it as soon as it shows up because then I've got a lot of metal spare to make my stuff. I started hatching a bunch of eggs and then I could not stop. One after the other, after the other, after the other. I just got so many new ones, it was so exciting. I had to throw each of the new ones out. I wanted to see what each of them looked like in person, and some of them are really cool. The designs on some of these are just insane. I got a blue fire version of the guy I have before, and then I started crafting a bunch more power spheres. My guys were working hard on that so I could go capture more bosses in the near future, because when I capture the bosses, like I said before, it's insane XP, and I really need that right now. I planted down some more plots so that we can get more stuff. We wanted to make a few more crop plots, and then made a hot spring for my pals because they need to be relaxed. They need to be happy. It was nearing the end of the day, and I was upgrading the base more, changing things, getting rid of the wood structures, and making it all stone. And then I went in and checked the hot spring, and guess who's already in it? Yes, Fangirl is sitting in there already, slacking off. Day 73 was the day of doing a bunch of bosses. I wanted to capture this Bushi, but my guy did so much damage that he ended up killing him, sadly. I couldn't capture him, but I moved on to the next one. I've beaten this one before, however, I hadn't captured it, so my idea here was to try and capture it this time. Though I'm using a lightning guy, I don't think it's actually going to go too well if I don't call him back soon. He's going to end up killing it. I called him back, shot it a few times with my handgun, and now it's time to try and capture him. With 67% chance, I should be able to get it really easily. And I did. I got the boss for the first time and got a massive amount of XP. Now it was time to take on Lightning Barney. Lightning Barney was a bit of a hassle, but at the same time, just the same as the other one, I wanted to capture it. I wanted to have this as a tame because it's a lot larger and can't get it out in the open, and it would be a great asset to the final fights if I can use him in a battle. Come on! Come on! Yeah! So I ended up taming him, heading over to take on the Wyvern and try and tame him as well. He was being a bit of a hassle. He wouldn't go into a power sphere at all. It was an issue. I kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and I threw even better ones at him, and he had a 66 or 68% chance, and then I finally tamed him, and it was finally done. We had one. I went over to Warsec. I wanted to try and capture him like everybody else. This was the day of capturing bosses, and my idea was to capture him too. However, it wasn't such a big deal with this guy because I had never beaten him before. So even if I just beat him, it's fine. I got him really low, and then we just decided to kill him. My guy decided to kill him. I didn't even get a choice. I was looking for this boss for ages. I couldn't find where he was. I was always looking above on the top of the cliff. However, I thought maybe he's on the side. I unlocked a couple things extra from my thing because I leveled up, and then it was time to go against this boss. I've been looking for him for a while, and it's about time he gets it. This was a big fight. I thought it was going to be quick. However, it was a decently long fight. Maybe I was using the wrong type of power, but man, this guy was strong. So like usual with the power of editing, I sped it up and became the Flash. This battle became nothing. But with one more major attack, my guy destroyed him. He wasn't as strong as I thought he was, and I absolutely annihilated him. I'll come back and catch him later on. As I exited the cave, the day had changed. It was now day 74, and I caught myself a serpent while I was out here. Having 3 more to get to make it 10, I found a devoured mine shaft, which is where Elizabeth is located. As you can see here, that's the entry point, and this is the battle. The battle with the ones that actually fly after you and try and blow you up. This could go bad real quick. I was in trouble. I was in a lot of trouble and I was about to die. Both of them exploded on me and I was down to just half health. All shield gone. Only half health left, and I hadn't even done much damage to the boss. This is bad. I may die here. I was on my back foot running for my life until my pal decided to save my life. And that boss was over. The first kill of it was done, and now to move on to the next one. We are making our way through these bosses like crazy. I had to make a bunch more power spheres so I could catch all these bosses as I beat them and build up my team for the final battles. I will need powerful powers. And then, like always, whenever I start making progress, some flame cult decided to roll up at my base and wanted to introduce themselves to my powers. But you know what? My loot moon was like, nah mate, take this icicle to the face. You ain't taking nobody to your weird fire cult, you weirdos. We then went over back to the early stages, the starting zone, and we started taking on Mammoris. Finally taking on that infamous mammoth from the start of the game, the one that plagued everybody at the start. Everyone was scared of at the very start. It was our time to finally take it out. We're going to destroy it. We're going to try and beat it, and if we can't tame it, we're just going to beat it because it is a very difficult fight. It has a lot of health, and I don't think the flame attacks were doing that much damage to it. However, we were victorious in the end. We fought it until the end. I tried to tame it, but it wouldn't go into the Powerball at all. I decided, you know what? I'll try it one more time, and if I can get it, I'll get it. If not, we're going to finish it off and just kill it, because it is a hard fight. We finally defeated him, and now to move on to the even harder battles. Day 75 started, and I finally unlocked the improved forge. We can now make refined iron ingots. That's awesome. Now we're gonna upgrade some of our powers as well. Some of the other guys, not just Loopmon. There's a few other guys here that I really like that I'm gonna start upgrading too. Start making a full strong party. Also, it was time to upgrade our power box. This thing is now leveled up again. We can level up even one more time, which is amazing. We're just blasting through it right now. Levels upon levels upon levels. We're getting closer and closer to day 100, which is really scary because I am definitely not ready for the main fights, I can tell you now. I placed down another bed so I can have another power out, then I started popping a bunch more eggs. I wanted to get every single tame I can. I wanted to reach at least 100 powers found and 100 powers captured in my total amount before the end of 100 days. It'd be amazing to be able to get every single one of them, but I want to go for at least 100. I upgraded Mr. Warthog and made him even stronger. I had many serpents as well, so I decided, hey, I'm going to upgrade my serpent as well in case I ever want to use them in battle. And I didn't ever realize that you can actually sort your powers out by specific different orders, and it changed my life. Then it was time to go against Catress again, and I was going to capture her, make sure that I could upgrade her later on as well if I can just get enough of them. Using this to get XP as well, getting massive amounts of XP per boss capture, per power capture. I am just speed leveling right now on day 75, capturing everything I can to maximize my amount of XP that I get per capture, getting 10 out of 10 for everything. So after capturing a bunch of powers, I had decided to just call it a night. It was getting late. I got another one of the Chillette bosses, and I was just about to hit the next level. Then the next day came. Day 76 was here, and it was time to level many things up and unlock a bunch of new things. After unlocking a bunch of new things, I went out and started leveling again. I had an addiction to making sure my level was super high. I went out and tamed literally every power I could find. I went into the lava section and realized it's really hot in here. I need some gear, but I want to hop off this power, and I want to run and try and get as much of that sulfur that I can because I need ammo. But I got ambushed by these powers just here, and they were pretty cool. I ended up killing them and then moving on and grabbing as much sulfur as I could because the sulfur is really important for making the ammo for my gun now. I didn't used to need it just as much, but now I need it a lot. I went to this teleport zone and went back to base. Once I got back to base, I had to replace all the ammo I was using, so I had to make a bunch of gunpowder. Conveyor belt that actually made it way easier to craft with all the guys' help. I also made myself a brand new shield. It's called a Giga Shield. This thing is purple in color, and it has way better defense for me. Finally got it, I equipped it, and I am way stronger now. Maybe this will help me pass the bosses. I went to Sealed Realm, and I was about to go against yet another boss. This boss was the Valit, and I tell you now, the ending to this is actually hilarious. I had confidence that I was going to beat this thing with no issues because I had a fire type and that was a grass type. I should be able to take this out without any issues at all. By rights, I should dominate this fight. I wanted to capture it, but like always, beating it's the first priority, capturing it's the second. So we came to the end, and it was about to end, but my power died, and I'm like, oh, this is about time, it's about time, it's about time. The power went and basically killed it. I told him, finish it off. Finish him off. And it finished it off. However, its explosive grenades killed me. And I died and got defeated. Bruh. That ended the day because I thought my recording messed up. I checked it, it said it didn't record, however it did, but it also signed me out of GeForce, which was really odd. I started to learn how to breed. You had to make cakes to put in the storage box so that when the eggs were ready, they would pop and they would have a celebration and get some cake. This would end this day already. Day 79 was here, and I had to go buy some supplies for the cakes. I didn't have everything I needed. I know you could have farmed down and collect eggs and whatnot. However, it was easier for me to go buy the milk, the eggs, and the wheat. I needed all this stuff so that I can make a bunch of eggs, so I can make a bunch of cakes and produce a bunch of eggs. I know a way that I can make an egg that will produce an Anubis. Then I went out and started taming a bunch more pals to get my XP up and spam levels until I could get to hopefully level 40. There's a few things I want to unlock that are coming up real soon that are going to help me out a heck of a lot. I want to get the assault rifle that's a bit further away. I need to craft some wheat first, and I also need to start crafting some more cakes because I want these eggs going. So I started my crafting of the cakes, and I needed a flame guy to be able to cook this a lot faster. So I threw out my Bushu, and he was working hard on it. I probably have a better one for it, but he was doing a good enough job for it. I started popping some eggs, got a few more ones that I needed for XP, leveled up, started unlocking a bunch more items that I need, which was the assault rifle, but it was a single shot assault rifle. I unlocked the new bed, which I need to upgrade my power box, and I also need that high quality cloth, but I ran out of points, so I have to go collect points. Then I started getting raided again by Bushus this time. My guy was clapping them up. They weren't too hard to beat, and he gave him a good old 1-2 and then threw an icicle at him and just basically annihilated their health. Then I grabbed my serpent and took him over here because you know what? Him, along with the white dragon, end up producing the Anubis. This big boy. Look at him, he's huge. And that started to produce my egg that I needed. They started mating, and this was the start of the breeding cycle. My first introduction to the breeding on PalWorld. Day 80 was the day that I needed to head into the snow. I really wanted to go suss out a few more areas. I haven't been to a lot of them, so I want to suss out the snow area. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough gear to be able to keep myself from freezing to death. However, the only way you're going to find out is if you try. So it was about time to pick up this egg. I was ready to get my first huge egg. I placed it in the incubator and was ready to wait for it to hatch to find out if I'd get Anubis. I crafted the new bed so I can upgrade my power box, and then it was time to go to the snow. This is how I'd find out whether I'd be okay or not, whether I'd freeze to death or if I could handle it out here. I started finding this awesome power and was about to tame it. Then I realized I'm about to die. My health is going down fast. It is freezing here. I did not expect this, so I had to throw out my tame and grab him because I need to go out of the snow as fast as possible right now. I ended up leaving, going to taming some more powers in another area to start leveling up my character and calling it a day. Day 81 and 82 came around, and today I was going to go adventure into an area that I don't know if I'm allowed to go to. It's down at the bottom of the map. It's a structure that I'm not too sure what it is. However, my inquisitive mind really wants to know what it is, and I need to go to every location on the map. That is my goal. So I'm just going to go do it. But before that, I had to go check on my breeding for my tames. I had to go craft some high quality cloth. Also had to go check my power station, which I know I need to craft some other stuff to be able to upgrade it. I thought I already crafted the bed, and then I ended up heading over to that structure. The structure is like a resort. It's a place for powers to live safely, and if you're here too long, you actually get a warning pop up on the screen saying illegal activity. But this is the only place you can find these rare flower things that you need for crafting a flower bed. I'm pretty sure it's the only location. I'm not 100% sure. There was coal over here as well, which I really need to make my refined iron ingots. It was day 83 and I was just casually making some cakes, and then someone rudely interrupted my bake-off. This was not going to be accepted. I will take them out with force. They are going to be wiped off the face of this earth. Headshots after headshots after headshots. GG. They just stand there and take. I don't know what they were planning, but they had no chance against my guys. There's a little sneaky hole here that they just get stuck in. I wiped the rest of them out. They stood no chance. I grabbed the loot from them, then I moved over and went for some more sulfur. I really need more sulfur. I tamed myself another power, got some more XP, boosted up my level. I'm on my way to level 37. I started sussing out the area around the volcano area. I had the gear to be able to not burn to death, so I was sussing it all out, trying to see what was around here, and ended the day on that. I spent multiple days in the volcano area. I lost track of which day I was on. I just kept staying around here. I sussed out this dungeon. It was way too high level for me, and I just backed up real quick. Went off to the actual middle of the volcano and realized it's too warm in there. Went around to this oasis area here and scouted for some more effigies and anything else I could find, like some loot boxes and some more eggs. And then I made my way on. It started to become nighttime and I found one of those awesome flaming dog things, those Icarus looking things, and it is awesome looking. I tried to capture it again so that I could have more than one. I could start boosting it up and start leveling it up by sacrificing them for each other. However, it was too difficult, so I ended up just killing it and moving on. I found the tower of the boss that is required in the lava area. I unlocked it and I saw it, and I tell you now, I'm kind of scared to try and take this boss on. I don't know how strong it is, but I think it's going to be bad. Day 86 approached way faster than I expected, and yes, the eggs that I produced before, which I thought were going to be Anubis, ended up becoming nothing but Anubis. This is awesome because now I can spam pop them, get heaps of them, and then upgrade his stats by sacrificing 4 for one and then more for another one, which will increase his base stats by a heck of a lot. I think he's a pretty cool power. He looks cool, and I know that he's a level 5 boss. So, in my opinion, he could be a very cool power to have. I sussed him out a little bit, gave him a pat, and had a little look around. He's a pretty cool looking power. Then it was time to capture all bosses. I went around and spam captured bosses for XP and just power leveled like crazy, more than ever before. Then I came back to base. It was time to cook more cakes. I was watching Bushu do the cakes, grabbed the cake and went over to go get another egg. I was going to produce some more Anubis so I can, like I said, so I can upgrade his stats by sacrificing a few for one and then having a very strong base statted Anubis. That was the goal. So the egg finally popped, and it was time to defend the base against the dirt monsters. Barney wanted playtime, and it was time for him to rush my base. They went crazy for it, though there's nothing they could really do. They were very strong, as in health-wise, but my guys absolutely annihilated them, and it was an easy defense. I sussed out a few of the powers that I'm yet to tame or capture, but I've seen in the wild, so I need to work on these guys right now. I went over and started taming another one of those guys, those shark guys that you know I infamously hate. I hate with a passion. However, I tamed another one and I was building my way up to having 10. Took on Warsec again, defeated him, and then moved on. I captured myself another tame, and now I was about to hit level 37. I'm so close to being level 37. Unlocked a few more things because I finally got that level 37 and unlocked some very important armor. Day 86 was a day that I was going to take on the next Power Alliance tower. I was going to suck it up and try and take on the next boss. I'm not sure whether I can pass it. I know that I may die rather quick, but you know what? The only way you find out if you can pass something is if you just give it a go. So I was in the snow trying to go to the location and I was freezing to death. Did not realize that I did not have the gear to be able to be out here again. I thought I had the gear now, but sadly I didn't. However, I'm right near the tower in which I need to unlock. I had to take on this fight real quickly and then head to the tower. The Free Power Alliance Tower. Time to enter and find out whether I can beat this boss. Time to suck it up. So I entered the arena and she started walking down the hallway. She was confident that she could win this. She had all the advantage. She knew exactly what she was capable of, but I had no idea what I was capable of. So she summoned her beast. She had this epic power, massive size. She jumped on top of it and she was ready to fight. She was pretending to be happy, but then was also angry. She couldn't make up her mind. And this was Lily and Lillian. Time for battle begins. Can I beat this, or will I fail miserably? She has a lot of health, and I'm about to find out whether I'm going to fail. Let's do this. The battle was long and arduous. I had to speed up the fight because this battle took ages. There was a 10-minute timer on it. I took most of that time to fight her. So we're speeding up the fight so you guys can enjoy whether I beat her or not. Will I actually win or will I not? That is a question. I popped out most of my powers now and they're all getting smacked up, but they're also doing a lot of damage to her. She hit me with the bubble attack and it was somewhat hard to dodge. However, we got near the end and she was about to lose. My guys were almost dead, but this was the finale and I tried to steal her tame and forgot that I can't do that to them, and this was going to be a second victory. for the bosses. This was going to be my second tower defeated, and it's almost 100 days. We have 1 or 2 more to go. Can we do it within the 100 days? I don't know. But this battle was hard, and she was the second boss. I don't know if this is possible. I don't know if I'm going to achieve this or not. I'm scared. On day 87, I could finally make some refined metal ingots. That was awesome because a lot of things I'm going to need real soon need that. Then I got ambushed by these guys right here, and they just got annihilated by Bushu. Bushu just destroyed them, so I picked him up again, threw him out at him, and he just destroyed him. There was no chance whatsoever. And I just picked up all my loot from them. They just basically gave me an Uber Eats version of loot delivery. I then went over to my production line, grabbed some more ammo that my guys have been crafting me, and then it was time to pop more eggs. And you know how I like to pop these eggs. I got a bunch more. So much XP that it actually put me up almost halfway to level 38. That there is actually insane. So after that, I went over and I started to upgrade Anubis. I sacrificed 4 Anubises for another one and increased his base skills. That way, he's going to be even stronger, and when I start leveling him up, he should be OP. Then it was time to take on Lunaris. I had taken her on before, but I wanted to capture her this time. That was my goal, start capturing every single boss so I have options for when it comes to my fights with the big boss. I'm running out of time though, it's day 87, I've got 13 more in-game days before I have to have this done by, and I've still got 2 big bosses. It's getting close to the end of the 100 days and I can feel the pressure building up. My guys were hard at work crafting everything for me, trying to pick up the slack and increase the speed of my productivity. I removed the traps that were up here because they just seemed to not be any point, they weren't going for them, and then started popping a bunch more eggs. That allowed me to get over halfway to 38. Now, I'm close to the level 38 and getting so much closer to being level 40. And when I get to higher levels, I unlock a bunch more stuff. So, this ends the end of the day, and we move on to day 89.
What the fuck? My car!
On day 89, I upgraded another one of my pals. I started popping even more eggs so I can level up as quick as possible, because this was one of my best ways to level up, besides going out and taming all the bosses and getting them 10 out of 10. Plus, it's kind of fun in my opinion, it's like Lucky Dip. Then, I took on a Zurobe again, just to tame it and get a fat amount of XP. As you will see, I get an insane amount of XP, and I leveled up to level 38. Finally. With another level comes more unlocks, so I unlocked everything I needed and then moved on to go take on King Penguin once again for more XP. The battle was super easy and I moved on, started taming them, got something I didn't actually really need. I thought I needed another one of it, but I didn't actually need it, but this ended day 89. It was day 90 and we were 10 days away from the final 100 days. There were a bunch of bosses out in the open that I still hadn't gone against. There was a few that I still needed to pass, may have been even lower ones in level. However, it doesn't matter. I want to beat every single one of them. I want to be the very best that there was. I want to beat everything and say that I passed it all. So everyone got it. All the bosses got it. I destroyed every single one that I hadn't done yet. Today was a day of achievements. And this Lightning Lux guy was pretty cool. He'd done some really cool attacks and I actually kind of liked him. I wanted to capture this guy. I wanted him part of my party. I tried my hardest. I threw it, got 64% chance. And you know what that usually means? That I'm going to capture it. And I did. I got him. I unlocked him and I was so happy. I found a teleport location in the area I was and I headed back to base. But then, I got raided. Day 90 raid. I wonder what this is going to be like. And I expected the worst, and the worst did come. The fangirls this time hated me. They were serial haters. They hated me. This was no longer fangirls. These were haters. Haters were coming here from the comment sections, coming to do an attack on my base. And they annihilated me. I actually died for the first time in a raid defense. And then I got back and grabbed my stuff and almost died again. I'm getting clapped up by these haters. This is bad. My guys need to kill them now. However, they ended up trying to run. So I threw my guy at them. They came back for me, and in doing so they started to kill me again. I was on the brink of death. I rang the bell for them all to attack to try and finish them off, and they ended up running away and I survived. It's now the end of the day on day 90 and we're going to move on to day 91. Day 91, I ended up getting a harness for my Quaiven, and he is so much faster than the other flying mounts that I have. For some reason, maybe it's because of how big the PAL is, it moves so fast and has such good stamina. So I started using him to fly around and check things out in the desert area. However, I soon realized that I probably shouldn't have used him and taken on this fight because I got absolutely clapped up and the thing got almost one-shotted. I regretted my decision. I headed back to base and used the blue shell from Mario to farm some metal for me. He did quite a good job. I headed back into the desert, tried to capture myself a new PAL, failed, so I said, nope, I ain't dying this time. So, finished it off, and then continued on through the desert. Found some more of those exploding little pinata PALs, and I knew that I would get gunpowder from them, so I farmed them up so I could get a bunch of gunpowder ready for my ammo later on. I sussed out the level of this dungeon, and when I got to it, I realized I ain't going in there. Not right now, I'm not ready for that. On day 92, I said, nah, I'm gonna go into that dungeon and test it out, see how hard it actually is. And you know what? That was the worst mistake of my time on this game. I ran, and I ran fast. I almost died. And then I made my way around the rest of the desert to have a look to see what's out here, scout the other bosses that are out on the map, and I tell you what, I ran into these guys that have rocket launchers and they just missed my head with the rocket launcher multiple times. They were on smoke and they wanted to murder me. Then I found the boss, the big high level boss that's out here, and he is out of my league right now. I don't think I can take him on, but I ended up capturing a power wire out here, which helps me towards my XP level, towards level 39. Unlocked a fast travel location out here, which is going to help me a bunch. Then went and tamed a boss once again. I've almost got a bunch of those, and today was actually going to be the boss capturing day. I was going to capture a bunch more again and use those to level up my main one of that specific power to make a full group that was made out of boss powers and were leveled up through boss powers. That was my goal. So I captured every boss I could go against. None of them missed the smoke. Literally got me basically to level 39 in just doing this. It was a new day and we were getting closer and closer to the 100 days that we had to really work for. I found some quartz. I don't know what I need it for in the future. However, I looked around everywhere else and I found this location that had 4 chests. And I'm pretty sure they respawn all the time. So this is a very OP location to go get loot. I then got a fast travel location over here near an ice river, an ice lake, and found another boss that is way beyond my leagues right now. It's such a high level, I don't know how I'd fight it. I went back to base, collected some milk from my cow that's been producing some milk, then went off and captured a few more bosses so that I can get some level ups and a few more teams out in the wild. I ended up getting level 39 and now I'm super close to level 40. I'm so close to level 40. I just unlocked the shotgun. Found some more sulfur. There's a bunch of sulfur over here at the volcano. I need to put a teleport location down here most likely so that I can farm a bunch of sulfur. But it is now day 94 and 95 and I'm finding all the resources I need. I found metal over here as well. And I found the Eternal Pirate Tower. This is another boss fight that I'm going to have to go against. I farmed a bunch of sulfur. Then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to give this guy a try. I'm going to try and beat him. I'm going to see if I can beat this other boss. This is the 3rd boss. There's one more after this. I don't know how strong he's going to be or what team he has. He has a demon. This thing is a lightning monster dragon. This thing looks mad. And I am a little bit terrified right now. Axel and Orzo. This is going to be a battle. Wow. The health on this thing is insane. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the health down within 10 minutes. I don't think my guys are strong enough. But you know what? I'm going to give it a go. Let's see what we can do. Then I realized the predicament I was in. There's 25 seconds to go, and he's still got over half health left. I've been trying my hardest to destroy him, and he's just not dying. That means the time is gonna run out, and I'm not gonna beat this guy. He is insane, and this isn't even the final guy. That's how strong they are. I, at level almost 40, cannot beat the second to last boss. That means I have a lot of work to go, and it's 94 and 95 right now. We are on day 94 and 95. That is not good. So I started popping a bunch more powers to try and get my level up more and more and more, to try and power level as fast as I can. I placed down a new storage crate and made a bunch more ammo. However, I need to level. If I don't level and get stronger, get my team stronger, then I'm in trouble. Now it's day 96. We're 4 days away from day 100, and we need to work hard. So while working hard, I tried to tame as many powers as I can to get the XP bonus. I'm getting a massive XP bonus now because of just how many I've captured. However, I headed over to a few other places to go collect some skill fruits that are on these trees in different locations to try and give my guys a few different skills in the future. Farmed some metal in the meantime and tamed a few more tried to tame a few more powers. The idea was to tame him, but my guy had other ideas and he ended up just killing them. He was on a mission to destroy everything. Then, like always, I popped way more powers. It was my time to get as much XP as possible. And if I can get to level 40, that may just be a little bit of a difference I need to be able to beat a boss. I'm hoping that I can beat a boss before the last day. At least one more boss. I need to beat them both, but at least one more. That would be so good. Don't know if I can though. I don't know if it's possible. It feels like almost a lifetime ago that I was on day 1. On day 10 even. It feels like such a lifetime ago. And now we're on day 97. We are 3 days away from the final day. And we are capturing every single power we can. We are fast tracking, leveling as much as we can. Boosting up our powers to make them stronger and stronger. Preparing them to go against the final boss. To see if we can even take him on. However, we have to place down our new power station. Over in a new location I want to build my base. Though, will we be able to make it before day 100? Or will we have to do another 100 days and make it 200 days? Guys, if we can get this to 10,000 likes, this video, then I'll do another 100 days and make it 200 days. Then I went back to base and did the same thing I do every day to try and boost my level. I spammed out eggs and got a bunch that actually gave me XP. I am so close to level 40 right now, I can smell it. I went and tamed King Packer once again. This King Packer gave me a heck of a lot of XP for capturing him this time, and I am so close to level 40. I also went to go capture Valit. I'm pretty sure I haven't captured her before, so this will be the first time. However, I died to the grenades again. I went for Vardash, and I tried to capture him as well. I needed the XP by capturing him and beating him at the same time. This would get me up to 12,000 XP per, so it is very much needed in my opinion. So I went for the capture again in the end, and it was being super difficult. He did not want to go in the power sphere at all. I tried again and again and again. He just would not go in, so I threw out my power and just ended it. I couldn't be bothered with this guy. If he doesn't want to go in the power sphere and be my friend, then goodbye. I then popped another egg, got more XP once again, and I'm really close to level 40 right now. Upgraded a bunch of tames as well once again, and then we did it. We've reached level 40. We upgraded our stats a little bit, and I knew I needed more health at this point. Because of the boss fights, I need more health. Then we had a look at what we could get on level 40. And the stuff we could get on level 40 was pretty cool. A new glider, new armor, and a saddle for one of the tames we got recently. Also, a machine gun mounted turret that you can use with your tame. That is actually pretty mad. I was in the snow, ended up taking on these guys, and they were actually really strong. My guy did nothing, and I pretty much almost died. I had to run for my life. Being almost dead, yes, what I did was I tamed another power. Of course I did, because I need levels before I hit day 100. And then one of the stupidest things happened to me. I don't know how I did this, but being so close to day 100, my brain wasn't working properly. It started to get freezing cold. I was about to die. I flew out to the ocean, expecting the coldness to go away. And my power ran out of stamina, landed in the water, and I died. Then I had to get my stuff back, but it was day 99 now. Sadly, day 99 consisted of me making some fur armor so that I could go back and get my gear from my body that I ended up dying from. However, the armor that I made wasn't good enough, so I had to make different stuff. This wasted almost an entire day doing so because I had to go farm it. I ended up getting my gear back, which I needed because of the boss fights. I had a lot of stuff that would have taken a long time to replace, and I didn't have the days to be able to do that. So making the gear to go rescue my stuff was more important. I ended up getting that, unlocking the fast travel thing like I should have before when I was dying, and then continued on and checked out the area to see what else was around here, unlock the other bosses that are around this area, and just sussing out the area before we hit day 100 and we go for the final fight. We found the Forgotten Mineshaft, which has another PAL in it that we have to beat, but that PAL is way too high level for me. I can't beat that at all. Then we got to the top of the snow mountain and found the final boss. This is where the final boss is, the strongest boss that I know of, and I don't even know how strong it is. The other one had like 130,000 health. I could not imagine how much this one has. However, it's almost day 100 and we need to try and go against them, and that's what we're going to do on day 100, and it's about to hit. This is going to be day 100. It's now day 100, and oh my god, I didn't actually expect to be able to get to day 100. I thought I'd lose my mind before I even got there. It's been a long, arduous journey, and it has been stressful. I have died, I have succeeded, I've had fun finding all the different powers. I found over 100 powers, but now it's time to take on the final boss. Who is it? I'm ready for this. Let's see how it goes. And his team was an absolute monster. Four-legged dragon. It was a monster. It was Victor and Shadowbeak versus me. How will I do against this? I threw out my power, a lightning monster, thinking that it would do a lot of damage. However, it's a dark type. I thought it was a bird type, so it would take heaps of damage from my lightning. It did almost nothing. The amount of HP this guy has, he one-shotted my power. This is bad. He's almost killed my main power already as well. He's frozen me, and now he's charging up an end attack. And he one-shotted me through a pillar. I got one-shotted, guys, and I'm level 40, 10 off of max level. I'm 10 levels off of max level and I got one-shotted? That is how strong he was. He had 200,000 health. I need to do another 100 days to be able to beat this. 100 days was definitely not enough. However, I've learned a lot in that time, and I should be able to get it within the next 100. If you guys are keen to see that, make sure that you hit that like button. Let's get to 10,000 likes, and comment down below if you enjoyed this video. I put in at least a week's worth of editing, almost 2 weeks worth of playing the game to get this video out for you guys. So I'm just showing you guys all the powers I have around the base and that to end the video. We are on day 100 and I can't play anymore because that is part of the challenge, is to try and do it within 100 days. And sadly, I've failed. I tried my hardest to power level as fast as I can and to get as many strong powers as I could. However, I didn't get there. So if you guys would like to see it, like I said, let me know down below and I'll work on it straight away. If this video can get 10,000 likes, then I will do it straight away. However guys, it's been an amazing journey. I hope you guys really did enjoy the video. It was a lot of work into this and it was very eye-opening. The game, in my opinion, I'll give it a little review, is really well done. It's early access, at this point had no updates, and it ran amazingly. I had no crash issues, no performance issues, and there was so much to do in this game and so much cosmetic stuff that I still haven't touched yet that is still to be used. I haven't even unlocked half of it. I have so much to do and I've already done 100 in-game days on official rates. Could you imagine how much more there is to do and to beat all these bosses and then to tame every single type of power? I've done 106 powers I've tamed. That's so many, and I've still got so many more to go, and I haven't even really dived into breeding. That is how much content is in this game. So I'm happy to do another 100 days if you guys are keen, because there is so much more content to go, and we can dive into breeding, we can dive into going against all the other bosses, we can tame all the rare powers. But that's up to you guys, and you'll have to let me know It's been a long journey from day 1 to day 100. I can't believe that I've gone from not knowing anything about the game to knowing a lot about the game. This journey has been amazing, and I would like to thank the devs for making this game and throwing it out of nowhere, because I honestly think that this game could have a lot of potential in the near future. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.